It's Friday. It's MARKPIRES.
I was walking
and it's real talk.
Today, looking for another way
to ease my mind and help my living. It's MARKPIRES. It's Real Talk Day 621 in a row, and we had a major issue. We played about 45 minutes worth of music, and we went to play our first face swap of the night and realized, well, the face swaps aren't running through the system, so you're not going to hear anything. So that's not going to do you any good. I'm going to sit here and laugh at my own face swaps, and you guys won't know what I'm laughing at. Glynis is in with us already. Sig's here, and that's what's important, is my people are with us. I am going to get over here, and you guys are bumping it up again. We were at 1.21 when we started the show. Now we're at 1.22. You guys are continuing to love the program, and I love you. At the end of the day, we need to generate more positivity together, and we're going to do that every day. So if you guys give, you're going to get. My philosophy in life is called soulfillment. The more you give of yourself, the more you get. So when you go out of your way to see someone smile, guess who gets smiles back and gets to feel great when they move on the rest of their day? That's right. You know that to be true. It's the little things. It's one of my quotes. My quote is, a smile has an energetic value that costs zero to the currency holder. Let me say that again. A smile has an energetic value. It costs zero to the currency holder. It costs me zero to give my smiles. But when I give them, they change people. You give them to me, I change. It's just an energetic response, and it's free to give. That's what I love about it. Dag's here, Liz is back, Glynis is back. So I'm going to wait for a few of you guys to kick back into the show, and then I'm going to drop some face swaps for us. We are ready to go. We're going to get through the entire Donald Trump show, the series tonight. It has to happen. It's Friday night. We just kicked it on some music for a little bit, and now what we're going to do is just completely destroy your insides with laughter. You're going to cry, and you're going to need to go and probably change your pants a few times. I'm just saying, because this is like really, really knee-jerk stuff. And I like to say this. Right now, I had to stop the Donald Trump show at episode 25. You'll see why. By the time I get to 7, when I hit 7, it's like all downhill. Because I start finding all of this content on Sleepy. Sleep's over. Look, everywhere I turn, I find some really creepy stuff about the guy. And so I basically took this thing to a whole new level. If you're out there on Twitch, if you're out there on Periscope, you're out there on DLive, I love you guys. Head up, just say hello. I can see your chat. And if you're not on DLive, if you haven't subscribed over on the DLive channel yet, do that. It's just MARKPIRES Real Talk. And what we do here, we build positivity, we play music for you, and then we make you laugh. So let's get to the laughing. How about that? Although we got to hear this, guys. We want to talk about laugh. We need the positivity. Check this out.
Time for you, yeah. Something to live for.
Check out this moment right here. Ready?
Woohoo!
The woohoo. There's nothing better than a woohoo. And that guy, Matt Zabrowski, sitting in the studio, met him that day. That song brought that out of him. He played that, and it brought it out of him. Sig said Seinfeld. Hello, Jerry. I'm dying, Jerry! Hey, Jerry. I used to do a really good Kramer, but it's more of a physical thing where, hey, and I slide across the ground on my socks. It was a pretty funny thing when I was younger, but anyway. Let's get to a face swap here, guys, okay? Let's see who comes and joins us. Share this to your pages. Let everybody know I'm here. I'm here for a while. We're not going anywhere. I'm going to start you off with the prequel. This is what led me to the idea of the Donald Trump show. Here we go. It's Hammerlin Jameson live from the studio with the prequel to the Donald Trump show. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald J. Trump.
Look, I've got to tell you, I'm completely in awe. It's like the Twilight Zone we're living in right now. Do you see the sleep sofa? I mean, everything he does, I'm just totally blown away by. Did you see this clip? Check this one out. This will blow your mind.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot, I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Exactly. I mean, Sleep Sofa Joe talking about his white hair on his legs is kind of weird, right? But no, people love him for it. And how about this one?
You know, the rapidly rising I don't know.
I don't even understand how people could continue to support Joe Biden. He's halfway through the first sentence and he forgets what he's talking about. He's like, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just kind of sitting here. Look, we're going to be in trouble if you have Sleep Sofa Joe in as president. Let's check out this final clip.
Unnecessarily, now we have over 120 million dead from COVID.
Can you believe this? Can you believe Sleep Sofa Joe? 120 million? Really, Sleep Sofa? That's probably how many people would have died if Hillary Clinton had won, or if Sleep Sofa Joe was in charge of the country. It's 120,000, which is 120,000 too many. You could thank the G-hole. That's right, President G-hole. It's all his fault, and we're going to get him to pay. Big league. I'm going to send him a bill, and with it will be a huge stamp right across the center that says, "You're a G-hole." Sleep Sofa Joe, look, every time he walks by a Sleep Sofa, he has to take a nap. I can't help it. I was walking by. Look, that one looks like a good Sleep Sofa. Let me take a nap on that. Hey, Aunt Judy. Do you see this one over here? Look, I like my hair. Look how my hair rises when I lay down on this Sleep Sofa. It's a good one. I also like the fabric. On this one, it's got a nice velour to it. I think I'm going to put it on. Reminds me of the 7-year-old. I used to rub my face against her head, and I'd smell it. And I used to say weird, creepy things in her ear, like, hey, I'm Uncle Daddy Joe. And I'll be the president one day because the media will create such a havoc and fake news garbage. And my Aunt Judy will be the one who pioneers it. And I'm going to take him around the back of the school and beat the hell out of him. But no, I'm not the one that's stoking the violence at all. My Aunt Joe, you fell asleep again while you were deliberating. I'm sorry. Look, we can't have a president who can't put their hand on the Bible and just say a couple lines, really. I, Joseph, Sleep Sofa Biden. You are Sleep Sofa. Believe me. Pensy, did you see what happened? Sleep Sofa fell asleep on camera. It's episode 23. Wait till we get to it. The people are going to freak out. It's the funniest thing in the world. So for the 5 or 6 of these episodes, I say within there, I'm like, look, he's going to beat me. Unless he falls asleep on camera. But don't worry, he's going to fall asleep on camera. It's like the running joke. And then someone in the Trump campaign made a clip of him falling asleep on camera. I had it, and I thought it was a real clip. So I made episode 23 out of it. You'll see that later. I'm like, look, I told you. It's going to be a Sleep Sofa falling asleep. And look, you could buy a Sleep Sofa from Uncle Joe's Sleep Sofa Caverns. And you go in, you could try them out, really. And Sleepy Joe, sometimes he's there, right? And if you have a young girl daughter, just leave her in the car, okay, even with the windows closed. You're in better shape than if you bring her in to rub against the Sleep Sofa. Pensy, do you remember when that happened? I sure do, Mr. President. Anyway, listen. DLive loved. Sig, love you, brother. Liz says she's having a hard time leaving to get to DLive. Well, listen to this, Liz. I have to load up episode 1. She's leaving now, so I'm giving you 15 seconds, Liz, to go lock in over on DLive. Sig's over there. Dag's over there. And let's see. I'm going to rock out episode 1. Guys, so you saw that was the prequel.
That's what led me to the idea of creating something called the Donald Trump Show. And I said to myself, this needs to happen. There's lots of things like, there's those two brothers, they're the twins. You know those guys, the Hodge twins, where they'll rip apart, clips. Well, look, that's good and all, guys, but just wait. This is what it really should be. Like, imagine if you had Donald Trump just sitting there actually telling you what he really felt about all of the crap going on right now. That's what I bring you for the next 25 episodes. Here we go. Lock in, guys. This is about 2.5 hours of goodness, and every single one is totally different, but they'll make you be like, what? That's the guy who may be president? Yeah, really.
It's Hammerlin Jameson live from the studio with the very first episode of the Donald Trump Show. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald J. Trump. Look, I want to thank you for joining me on a brand new episode of the Donald Trump Show. That's right. We're going to be here every week delivering truth about the Biden campaign because no one's telling you what's really going on. I'm going to pull back the curtain and you're going to see what Joe Biden is really up to. Here we go.
We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts.
Will somebody please alert Mr. Biden that truth and facts are the same thing? I think he's been watching too much fake news on CNN. Okay, what else do we have from this blubbering train wreck?
My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Look me over. If you like what you see, help out. If not, vote for the other Biden. Give me a look, though, okay?
Now, first of all, who's the other Biden? Who is the other Biden? I'm wondering, because if it's Hunter Biden, he'll be in jail. But if there's another Biden, perhaps he can actually complete a sentence. That Biden I'd like to hear from. Okay, let's see what else we've got.
Trust.
Like his strange hold on Defense Secretary Ash Carter's wife, Stephanie.
Sleep Sofa Joe has been doing this for years. He's a creeper. And we're going to put a stop to him.
I like the way your hair smells. Let me give you a little kiss here.
And can you believe? Look at how he's touching that little girl. Honestly, I'm a little worried about that little girl. Sleep Sofa Joe has been doing all kinds of racist things for years. I'm just going to show you a few of the clips. Take a look at this one, for example.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
Look, I'm surprised you guys are fine with hearing Joe Biden say you need an Indian accent in order to go to Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, I've been to Dunkin' Donuts many times. I don't have an Indian accent. But let's continue on. I have a lot more to play for you. Now check out this clip, for example.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Racist Joe strikes again. Poor kids are just as talented and bright as white kids? What does that even mean? This is getting good, guys. What's next?
Play the radio. Make sure make sure you have the record player on at night.
Really, Joe? That's a good idea. We'll get the record player out. How about we go and actually light a fire and we do smoke signals? How about that? What do we have next from Sleep Sofa Joe?
Think about it. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
The question is, do you know the thing, Joe? Do you know the thing, Sleep Sofa Joe? The thing, Joe, is that we are all created equal. That's right. God is the creator of all, not Satan and your adrenochrome. Okay, let's get one more at least. How about one more?
I'm not going to be a mule. I got something to do. I got to go do boom, boom, boom.
Did Sleep Sofa Joe just say he has to go do a poop-a-doop? I think he said it right in front of his crowd. I would never say that right in front of my crowd. If I'm going to take a poop-a-doop, I'm doing it on my own time, not in front of people. I don't know. It's a little weird there. Look, let's give him a chance to redeem himself. One more, okay?
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Wow. Really? Look, I'm not sure what else to say after watching that ridiculousness. But that Sleep Sofa Joe, are you going to vote for that guy? How about you? Look, if that's the case, this world's crazy. Sleepy sleeper. Look, he kind of looks like a creep, right? But that's just the daddled. I can't tell you any differently.
Lil is over as well, over on the DLive. So check this out, guys. That was episode 1. It gets cooking, but I mean, seriously, you ready for this? Because it's about to get hot in here. Episode 2. Let me make sure this is the right one here. Yeah, this is it right here. Ready?
It's Hammer and Jameson live from the studio with episode 2 of the Donald Trump Show, Riding with Biden. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald J. Trump! Thank you. Thank you very much for joining me on episode 2 of the Donald Trump Show. We're going to continue digging deeper into Joe Biden, his mental state, and whether or not he falls asleep on camera. So let's get into it. Here's a couple of clips from earlier today. We're going to get into it now. Here we go.
Campaigning from home about Biden hiding in his cellar. Well, the truth of the matter is over 200 million people have watched me on television, and they've watched, and the more of that,
No, keep going, Joe. You're doing great. Doing fantastic, yes. No, we're really thrilled. I'm sure 200 million people really enjoyed watching the Sleep Sofa. Look, I could take a nap on my own sleep sofa. I don't need to watch you while I do it, unless they were trying to fall asleep quicker. Maybe instead of reading, they said, well, if I watch Biden, I could fall right to sleep. Okay, let's see what's next.
I've been down to Virginia. I've been around the country, but I do it responsibly, and I don't hold rallies because it is the reason why we're in such trouble by not listening to the experts and the scientists about social distancing and wearing masks, which I never do when I walk outside of this house.
Wait, let me get this straight. So the scientists and doctors tell us to wear masks, but the moment you leave the house, you don't wear your mask? Sleep Sofa, I'm pulling a little fake news on you right now. Just check the real footage.
And wearing masks, which I never do when I walk outside of this house. I never fail to do.
See? And Trump will play it for you because I think you still look like an idiot. Okay, what else we got?
That's who we are. That's how my great-great-grandfather, four greats back got here. He got in a coffin ship on the Irish Sea, never knowing whether he was going to make it, and he made it to the United States of America in 1848 when the British were, anyway.
The British were coming. Look, it's like Paul Revere. No, finish it up, Joe. What were you saying when the British were coming? Is that your grandfather was part of the crew? Is your grandfather a redcoat? What are we talking about here? I'm trying to figure out what the hell Joe is talking about. My grandfather, and when the British, he said, and then he stopped himself. I think he was about to say when the British were coming. Anyway, look, as long as Joe continues to stay in his basement and he won't debate me, I'm going to have the Trump Show continue. So till tomorrow, have a good night.
That is episode 2. Now, Paul's not on right now, but Paul, that's his favorite episode. I don't think Paul has seen the other 23. That's the problem, because they're all insane. It's impossible to pick one that you love more than the rest. I have favorites from time to time. This thing is going to grow because every time I watch it, I feel something different. Episode 3 is called Don't Drink the Nancy Poison. Look, she's poison because everything she touches turns to poison. If you eat any baked goods by Nancy Pelosi, you're bound to sit on the toilet for like 16 to 24 hours. And you cannot sit on my gold toilet. All right? I told Melania I don't want any foreign heinies on my gold toilet. And the thing is, she is from Slovenia. That's so foreign. I mean, when she poops, there's like some Slovenianness to the poop, okay? On the gold
is a no-no, okay? We're not doing that, Melania. If you go 2 more doors down, I mean, look, you can't walk 2 more doors. I mean, look, I mean, really? I mean, look, I mean, really? My family! Lori's back with us. Oh, guys, you are all my people. What we are doing right now is we are going through the Donald Trump show. This is episode 3 of the Donald Trump show. Don't drink the datsy poison. It's Hammerlin Jameson live from the studio with episode 3 of the Donald Trump show. Dancy Poison. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald J. Trump. I want to thank you for joining me on episode 3 of the Donald J. Trump show. Today, we talk about poison. That's right. Don't drink the poison. It's going to kill many people more than coronavirus. Yeah, poison. That's right. Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, I'm sorry. Some people don't know that we do call her poison. Let's take a look at this clip here. I want you to hear what she has to say.
You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, you call it the wrap-up smear.
Let's be honest, Nancy. You know nothing about politics. And wrap-up smear? Really? That's what you've been doing to me? Sounds like something you got from your OBGYN. But whatever.
You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it.
I'm sorry, Nancy, can you say that one more time? What was that?
You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it.
Look, she's creating fake news. She told the reporters, you create a story. Let's get back to this clip.
And then you write it.
Can you freaking believe this?
And they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this. So they have that validation that the press reported the smear.
You write the story after we report the falsehoods, and it becomes a validated story by the news, by you, the fake news garbage.
It's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report.
Also, when she says merchandising it, who is she, Mel Brooks from Spaceballs? Spaceballs the flamethrower. Yeah, okay, poison, whatever.
Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made. And it's a tactic. And it's self-evident.
You see there, she says it's self-evident because we've been doing it to Trump since he came down the escalator. Well, I have to tell you that I'm happy that I found out about this poison. Now I can put all of my efforts towards taking you down to Chinatown. That's right. We will drain poison and Schumer from the swamp. It is bound to happen. It is bound to happen. Now, along the way, you guys know Donald Trump has hired many press secretaries. There was a couple of face swaps, and I'm not gonna go and look for right now, where he offered the job to a few people you may not have known. One of them was Norm Macdonald, if you could believe it, because Norm Macdonald made him laugh in the 500th day episode of the Real Talk program. So Donald gave him a call. He said, "Look, Norm Macdonald, I really enjoy what you do, and I'm looking for somebody who can add a little comedy to the press corps you in." And basically, the way that Norm tells it, he's there in the Jimmy Kimmel, so, hey, yeah, I'm at home, and I get a call. It was Donald Trump. And, hey, I saw dirty work. I was like, hey, you want to be in my press corps? And I like, use the funny. And I was like, yeah. And he said, what do you got? I said, I don't know. How about instead of calling it the Chinese flu, you call it the Fluhan? And he loved that. And then I asked Artie for the other one, and Artie said, what about President Xi? And we had 2 of them, really. So basically, we just threw a little of those people down over there. Oh, my goodness. Sig, you're hilarious. Sig got it wrong again. It's Venmo.com/Hammerlin. Love you, Sig. Guys, so here's episode 4. Remember, that's poison, okay? Look, we have lots of nicknames that I've come up with on the show. Wordplay is kind of our thing here. So you'll hear a few. Sleepy, everybody calls him Sleepy Joe.
not here. We call him Sleepy occasionally, but he's Sleep Sofa Joe, okay? He's not like a sleepy. He's asleep. He's actually a sleep sofa. So you're going to hear that a lot. He's also a bumbling Biden. And then the other thing is, and this wasn't mine, but it came in from Jen, who hasn't been on in a few days. But Jen said, how about Joey Futon? I love that. He's a bumbling Biden sleeping on a sleep sofa, and occasionally, when he needs a 10-second napper, he goes to his Joey Futon. I loved that. So now we use Joey Futon, bumbling Biden, and now we go back to bumbling Biden for episode 4. Check it out, guys. Here we go. We're continuing on with the Donald Trump Show. Episode 4.
It's Hammerl and Jameson live from the studio with episode 4 of the Donald Trump Show, Forgetful Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald J. Trump. Thank you very much for joining me for episode 4 of the Donald Trump Show. Tonight, we get back into Sleep Sofa Joe. Look, we've got a lot of clips to get through, so let's get started.
I'm coming directly to you for ask a quick favor.
I can't believe they use this as their pitch on YouTube. I mean, I've come for you to... It sounds like something out of Close Encounters of a Third Kind. Sleep Sofa, are you from a different planet? I'm trying to figure out what the hell it is that comes out of your mouth. Sounds like gobbledygook.
I can hardly wait to debate him on stage. I want people to see me standing next to him and him standing next to me. We'll see who's sleepy.
Mr. Vice President, thank you. Thanks for your time. Please come back in less than 13 years, sir.
All right, Chuck. Thank you very much.
All right. It's Chris, but anyway.
Chris. I just did Chris. No, I just did Chuck. I tell you what, man, these are back-to-back. Anyway.
Sleepy, hello? It's not Chuck, okay? But you have a problem with back-to-back meetings? How do you think you're going to do back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back when you're president? Look, he's going to have to take a poop-a-doop in between, remember?
Why doesn't he just act like a president? That's a stupid way to say it.
You know, Donald Trump was asked on...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, probably best I don't.
Oh, Sleepy.
You know, I feel kind of bad for Sleep Sofa. I mean, he looks like he's going to cry. He's like an old puppy dog whining for a bowl of milk. Look, Sleep Sofa, I'm sorry. You know, you have to act confidently if you're going to be president of the United States.
I tell you what, I'm so darn proud. And those poor people who have lost, anyway.
This is your brain on drugs. That's right. Any questions?
I would see to it for immediately moving toward, we are in fact in a position now that if in fact we dealt with mitigation across the board, just what we did in the last administration and before, leading to a standard that we provide efficiency for appliances.
Have you ever seen that scene in Scanners? It kind of reminds me, I wonder if they're going to do, you know how they keep doing, we're doing Jaws over. You think they'll do Scanners over and maybe have Sleep Sofa Joe in his, one of the lead characters? I would watch that, even though he makes me want to fall asleep.
I'm ready on day one after more than 3 years in office. Why isn't Donald Trump ready? Mr. President, wake up.
Are you kidding me?
Can you believe that? Did he really just say for me to wake up? Is this Pinocchio and Geppetto is in the background pulling strings? Because it doesn't even look like he's alive. I feel so bad for this guy. I'm going to demolish him when we get into a debate. I mean, honestly, he doesn't even know who the hell he is. And you guys are going to vote for this guy? He's up by how many points? I mean, what the? He can't even speak, people. He said he's going to beat himself. Did you see that one? This is Sleep Sofa Joe saying how he's going to beat himself.
I'm prepared to say that I have a record of over 40 years
and that I'm going to beat Joe Biden.
Well, let's hear that one more time. Joe, can you do that one more time for us?
I'm going to beat Joe Biden. Joe Biden. I'm going to beat Joe Biden.
Look, I
gotta do
think that's
another
a
rap with him.
good place for us to call it a day. He's going to beat himself. I guess I should just hang back and maybe let him fall on the sword. He may walk outside to get the mail and forget to put his pantalones on. Could be a problem. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow on the next Trump show. That's right. Have a good night.
Oh, that is a good episode. I forgot about that one. My buddy George, you got to head over to DLive or to the Tube. But I'm glad you popped on quickly. George, you're going to love the Donald Trump show. We're at episode 4 right now. We're going to episode 5, which is a really awesome episode. They're all so cool, guys. And that one was a Biden episode. I'm not sure which one this one is. I mean, we rip on Sleepy Joe on basically every episode. He's a sleep sofa. Look, every time he wakes up, he goes right back to sleep. Don't you know? He's like an old dog. He lays down there like sleepy sleep sofa. What are you doing? And he's like, look, my Aunt Judy told me to take a nap. She told me to bite on this dog bone over here. And I'm going to smell that little girl's hair. I'm a sleep sofa. Come on down to Sleep Sofa Joe's. We have all kinds of sleep sofas and Joey futons. You can get the 7 different fabrics and sizes. Check out the Senator, a big lumpy mess like me. But look, if you don't like what you see, vote for the other Biden. Who the freak is the other Biden? That's what I want to know. That was in episode 1, I think. Anyway, guys, we're going to episode 5 right now, and we're about to just peel back and just... This is a cool episode. He's standing outside the Capitol, addressing people. I forget what else it's about, but here we go. It's Hammerl and Jameson live from Mount Rushmore. Donald Trump for episode 5 of The Trump Show.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me here at the monuments. Look, this is a very exciting time. I started my own talk show this week. That's right, the Donald J. Trump Show. We're winning big league. We're dropping lots of content about Sleep Sofa Joe Biden. Lots about Sleep Sofa. We also did one episode about Poison so far. And we're going to continue to drop positive content about Sleep Sofa Joe Biden. Because I will not let him beat me now. We have done too much work here in this country. Are you guys ready to stick a fork in Biden? Are you ready?
I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden.
Oh, my God.
I don't know what to say. I'm a little confused. What... Could you tell me, what does that mean, Joe? You're married? I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden. I don't know. So, are you going to be your own first lady? Or what does that mean, Joe? Could you please elaborate? I'm Melania Trump's husband, Donald Trump. I'm not really sure, so Joe's married to himself? Just going to give you the one for today. That's enough to squash the sleep sofa. Look, he's comfortable to lie on, just not to vote for. We don't have to trash the man while we're here at the National Monument. He's just a sleep sofa. Look, if you can't catch the Donald Trump show, make sure you tune in to Real Talk. You see my kids, Melania, they all love Real Talk. Well, we give it to people straight on the Real Talk program, and it kind of gave me the concept for the Donald Trump show. So tune in. Every night I'll be on either my show or the Real Talk show. I'm going to drop content for you because the fake news is not letting the Trumper breathe. That's right. It's trying to shut down the Trump. Look at that beautiful monument. They're going to put my face right next to George Washington there. Perfect spot. They're going to have my tie. It's going to go all the way down to the ground. So Democrats will hit their faces on it every time they walk by.
Oh my goodness, I was going to kick out of that last line. What is my tie? Oh my goodness.
Look, they're going to put me right next to George Washington. And when the Democrats come down.
It's like a stone tie that reaches to the ground that only Democrats hit their faces on. Like, oh my goodness. My Trump is just a nutty guy. He's out of his freaking mind. But anyway, we move on to episode 6. This is where he is in front of the Washington Monument or something. I forget what he's doing here. Again, guys, these are just silliness. I take stuff that's going on and then I make a clip for you. By the way, there's been a lot of like current Biden stuff that I could roll with, like him asking for a teleprompter to be moved up from scripted questions from children and like. But I retired the show because people are so sensitive. Tonight is the one run. We're running through them all. So here we go. Episode 6.
It's Hammerlin Jameson live from the studio. We're bringing you to Donald Trump for episode 6 of the Donald Trump Show. Bumbling Biden. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me on episode 6 of the Donald Trump Show. That's right, I'm here in Washington. Sometimes people think it looks like the Epcot Center. No, the Pope is not back in that building. It's Donald Trump's home. In the process of fixing the dome. I think it's about time we get back to Sleep Sofa Joe. Sometimes we call him Bumbling Biden. I'm not sure what I feel like calling him today. Let's see what Bumbling Biden has to say. I just love them both. I just love Sleep Sofa Joe. He's a bumbling Biden sleeping on the sofa. So, let's see what we've got today.
I propose, and I'm going to digress slightly. We're in a situation.
Every time I think to myself, well, there's no way it could get any worse, they show me another clip. This is Sleep Sofa Joe, bumbling Biden. Take a look, people.
Well, folks, eliminate one tax loophole out of $1.6 trillion worth. $1.4 trillion worth.
Well, which is it, Joe?
Out of $1.4 billion. It's hard to even say it, it's so much.
Really? Joe, you want me to get a calculator for you? Here, why don't you use this calculator, see what you come up with.
It costs a lot of money. It cost about $740 billion over 10 years.
740 billion. Wow, Joe. That's a phenomenal amount of money. Do you want that in Monopoly dollars?
If you agree with me, go to Joe 30330 and help me in this fight.
Well, Joe, if it's a matter of dialing 30330 in order to help you fight the battle against Alzheimer's, I'm in. Okay, what else we got?
And they'd say to you, take my shotgun. I said, I have 3. I now have 5 because my son died and I have 3 of his. That's 5 shotguns.
Oh, so close, Joe. So close. 3 plus 3. So close. You did not form it as a question. It's also not 6.
I know I'm called middle class, Joe. It's not meant as a compliment. Means I'm not sophisticated.
I'm sorry, Sleep Sofa. I hadn't heard that one. Middle class Joe. I've heard Creepy Joe. I've heard Bumbling Biden. I've heard Sleep Sofa Joe. Sleepy Joe. I've heard about a terrible cup of Joe. It's more like out of gas Joe.
Oh my goodness, guys.
I've heard about a terrible cup of Joe.
Oh my goodness. Spell it out, Sleepy, Glynis said. Oh my goodness. Lil said, numbers are so hard for the Sleep Sofa. Look, you can't. Lori, isn't it a gut laugh whenever? Here's the thing. I'm not sure if people are gut laughing at my Trump or if they're gut laughing at freaking Sleep Sofa, at the stuff he says. Javi, what up, buddy? No, it's Javi. How are you, my friend? Javi, you're my brother. I'm so glad you came out again. Listen, pal, we are on episode 6. We're going on to episode 7. We're flying through this. I'm going to play music for you later. Listen, we played 45 minutes of music earlier, and then this stuff wasn't working, so we restarted the feed. We're doing like 5 hours, Javi, right now, okay? So don't go anywhere. Check this out. Episode... Are we at 7 already? Oh, This I played for you guys yesterday. This could be top 5 for me because it's when I put my head down. The first 6 there are just funny. This is when it's like a hit job now from here on out, where I just found the worst stuff in the history of time on sleepy sofa. Look, you have to sometimes get up off of the Joey futon and do some actual research, right? I'm not going to listen to the fake news anymore because they're like, oh no, Joe didn't rape 9 people. I don't believe it's not Me Too for JoJo. Can I show you guys something funny? 2 things you're going to laugh at. Okay, watch this. First of all, before we get into the clip, all right? These are 2 things you have to see. First of all, where is it? I put it in here. Camera uploads, right? This is weird. Hold on. We're going to sort it by date. All right. I'm looking for all files. Thanks for coming out. All right, so this is what I wanted you to see. There's 2 things that I think are pretty freaking hilarious right now. First one. I made this today for Joe Biden because I created a new clip. And it's not about Joe Biden, really. But you have to see this because this is accurate, okay? Check this out. Right here. Why aren't you showing? I think it's a spot, maybe. Oh, okay. Hold on. It's I think it's because I'm putting the wrong thing in. I'm sorry. I'm doing the wrong thing. That's not a pay. That's not a video. That's a picture. So let me put the Trump show that we're about to get into, which is episode 7. Hold on. Okay. Now I want to show you this photo real quick. Check this out. This is insanity right here. And it's very true. Ready? I made this as the thumbnail today for YouTube. Oh, come on. Why do you have to be so big here? Check this out. Ready? Sleepy sleep, sleepy sleep, sleep sofa. Look at this guy. He's such a sleep sofa. All right. Now this is what I see. The little 1-minute clip I dropped today on YouTube. You should watch it. The Psychological Operations Division. It's the mainstream media. And it really is just the National Enquirer 2020. Look at this on the left. Don't investigate this guy. Look, you can't investigate me. My Aunt Judy said that I'm Jesus. I'm the second coming. All right? Everything you say about me is not true. And if anybody says that I did anything to him, it's just flat out not. I don't remember. I don't even remember anyway. And then this right here. Hashtag me too. Well, not in this situation. Sleepy, sleep, sleep sofa. Look, honestly, people, like, what's the story here? Now, I want to show you one thing that blew my mind, and I'll show you the caption that came along with it. This may have to be made a little smaller. Oh, and it's sideways right now. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can fix this for you. I'm going to flip it. Let's do it clockwise. All right, so check this out. I get a message today, right? And you guys know who that is right there. That's Max Scott. That's Max Scott right there. So my wife sends me a message. Look at this. This is the cutest thing in the world, right? Oh my goodness, guys. I have a picture of my kids and Max Scott. That is so cool. It gets even better though. So Max Scott, this is when you know your children watch Real Talk too much and they watch the Donald Trump show on Real Talk. Max is taking a poop on the Biden sign. Look at my 2 kids. They're holding Max to take a poo onto the Biden. Oh, that's just poetic right there. And that my wife snapped a photo of it and sent it to me with the caption of, Oh my goodness, how freaking hilarious is that? I wanted to actually make a meme out of this, and on the bottom, put at the top where it says MARKPIRES Real Talk, and on the bottom it says, sounds about right. Look at Max Scott. That's hilarious. I'm sure my neighbor wouldn't like to see that he was attempting, or they were attempting to have him defile the Biden-Harris side. Look, they've defiled the society we live in already, so a side, I don't think it's that big a deal. But that made me laugh very, very much. So anyway, look, let's get back to it, guys. We are on to episode 7. This is, to me, where we start to put our foot on the gas, and when I started to offend and started getting censored by Facebook. Just keep that in mind. You want to know why they start labeling my stuff as COVID-19 false information? It starts with stuff like this. It has nothing to do with COVID. That's the best part about it.
Emerald Jameson live with you from the studio. We go to Donald Trump with episode 7 of the Donald Trump Show, right in Biden. Thank you very much for joining me on episode 7 of the Donald Trump Show. We're going to get right into it today. I've got a lot more on Sleep Sofa Joe. That's right, we're calling him Bumbling Biden as well now. So let's get into it. What do we got? First clip of the show.
You gotta, I mean, we gotta reassure. Look, here, my message to everybody I talk to is we're gonna get through this.
Are you sure, Joe? It looks like you can't even get through a sentence.
We provide a Medicare option. That's exactly what Rap Rock and I talked about in the beginning.
I'm sorry, did he just call Barack Rap Rock? I didn't realize he had a pet name for Barack Obama. Hey, Rap Rock, let's get together and go and talk about that foreign policy. Hey, Rap Rock, you want to get together and play some basketball? Hey, Rap Rock, could you make me a PB&J? Absolutely hilarious.
I made a mistake. I said it 14 years ago. I trusted George Bush to keep his word. He said he was not going to go into Iraq.
This is when it gets really interesting. You ready?
Only way we're going to get rid of Saddam Hussein. And it's going to require guys like you in uniform to be back on foot in the desert taking taking Saddam down.
Wait, I'm sorry, but didn't you just say that you were against the war, Sleep Sofa? I think he's losing his memory again.
From the moment shock and awe started, from that moment, I was opposed to the effort and I was outspoken.
Let's take a look at Outspoken Joe. Yes, maybe we'll call him Outspoken Joe if it's good. Let's see.
Some of my own party have said that it was a mistake to go to Iraq in the first place. But the cost of not acting against Saddam, I think, would have been much greater. The President of the United States is a bold leader, and he is popular.
No, after that clip, that's it. We're going to call him Backtrack Biden. That's right. He backtracks. He said that he didn't support the war, that he's talking about George Bush like they're best friends. I'm not sure what's true with Sleep Sofa Joe.
When I marched in the civil rights movement, I marched with tens of thousands of others to change attitudes. And we changed attitudes.
When I was about the age of the guy standing over there, I got involved in the civil rights movement.
And now, the truth.
I was not an activist. I was not out marching. I was not down in Selma. I was not anywhere else.
Okay, so basically, Sleep Sofa Joe never did any actual protesting, although he's been campaigning on it for his entire career.
The first year in law school, I decided I didn't want to be in law school and ended up in the bottom 2/3 of my class, and then decided I wanted to stay, went back to law school, and in fact ended up in the top half of my class.
Look, I really want you to pay attention to the detail in this video right here.
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect.
I'm pretty sure that your IQ is a moving number, Sleep Sofa.
I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship.
So let's get to the truth.
Senator Joseph Biden may have more explaining to do. The new questions stem from taped remarks of Biden during an April campaign appearance in New Hampshire.
And in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I won the International Moot Court competition. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only need 123 credits, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
If I can say one thing.
Look, the facts are Sleep Sofa Joe was a terrible student.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class.
He didn't?
That he does not have 3 degrees from college.
He doesn't?
And that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Really?
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't stop laughing. Back then, I guess they didn't fact check you in real time. That must have been a couple weeks later. So funny.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed him.
Sleep Sofa Joe makes up things. Bumbling Biden. Did you hear him bumble there? He's a bumbler. Bumbling Biden strikes again. Bumbly, bumbler. Look, he's very bumbly. Sometimes he'll go outside and he tries to hail a cab. And he'll be like, oh, my Aunt Jude. Then they just drive by. They're like, look, there's some old homeless man. Oh my goodness. I could see that. I could see like someone driving by and be like, oh, looks like it's some homeless man. It's freaking Sleep Sofa Joe. He was trying to get to the mailbox to see if there was any mail, and he took a little nap. He took a 5-minute sleep sofa. Oh my goodness. Yes, please. Please send me memes. Can you guys send me memes, by the way? Like, I'm looking for, like, let me show you what type of memes I'm looking for. Because this is the type of stuff I want to bring into this show. Ready? Check this out. This is one right here. I just want to know what you guys think of this. Chris Farley up on the top left over there. Or from British Columbia especially, I think that we can get a little bit of a response over here from Lori. Lori, is that the old mayor from Toronto, the crackhead guy who used to run around with his shirt off at the town hall meetings? Could be. Looks like the lady below could be that singer from England's Got Talent. You know, the one that, the really great story, Susan, you know, where she, well, it looks like if that was it, Susan ate about 7 of herself, but that's not her. And the big one on the bottom over here, who is that? Alice Cooper. And why? Why did they say at Los Angeles, you know what, as a health director, let's give Alice Cooper the job. Let's give it to good old Alice. Or it's the lady who was the ghost of Christmas Present from Scrooged with Bill Murray. Well, look, it's the ghost of Christmas Present. Dr. Marvin.
Bob, I don't treat patients on vacation, Bob.
Dr. Marvin, I'm doing the baby steps, Dr. Marvin.
Bob, read the baby steps book. I'm going to Lake Winnipesaukee. They're interviewing me for my book, Bob.
But Dr. Marvin, can I just come up and stay with you? I'll stay across the river with the Kovacs.
Bob, I'll see you when I get back, and if there's a problem, call the service.
But Dr. Marvin, Dr. Leo Marvin.
Bob, Faye, I don't treat patients on vacation, Faye.
Bubba! Guys, it's crazy. Look, I gotta get some impressions out real quick. Look, sometimes Friday night you're gonna go down. You go down to your local saloon. You say, barkeeper, can I have a shot? Give me some Jägermeister. Perhaps. Maybe you can give me 2 shots Jägermeister. Make a Jägerbomb. How about that, sir? Give me Jägerbomb here all night long. Christopher Walken. Have good times. Mark J in the house. Guys, Christopher Walken here with Mark J. And he's telling us a story. He was down in Lake Winnipesaukee with Dr. Marvin. Who knew? I did. I knew. He was playing cowbell. It was a Friday, late July. I see this man cross the river into the woods. To grandfather's house we go. I don't even know what I'm doing now at this point, guys. But look, Secretary Cleary's John Ryan. Look, I just want to talk to you about your paper on Micronesia. John, good man, let's smoke a stogie. A stogie? I love stogies. Baba Ganoush. Look, anybody and anyone you want to hear, we're going to do. Okay. Whoa, guys, look, it's Friday night. Out on the Real Talk program. Al Pacino. Look, my favorite film I ever played was probably Scarface. I really liked it. Scarface. Let me do a little Scarface for you. Hold on a second.
Hey, Manny, you kidding me? You gotta be freaking kidding me, man, okay? My name is Antonio Montana, okay? I come from Cuba, okay? And look, I spent a little time in prison, okay, man? You can't keep me from, I want my human right, okay? You should have told them you was a horse. They would have let you in. I like a couple of my favorite lines from the movie. Hey, Sosa, do you know what a hassa is? A hassa is a pig that don't fly straight. Do not fly straight either. Donnie, please, Donnie, don't kill me. Don't kill me. I ain't gonna kill you. Manolo, shoot that piece of shit. No, I'll give you $10 million. Elvira, you want Elvira? I'm gonna go away. I give you $10 million. Tony, please. Tony, please. Get the hell. You're killing me, man. No, Tony, don't kill me. I ain't gonna kill you, man. Manolo. That's my favorite line. Manolo. Shoot that piece of shit. What? And then it gets even further. Guys, goes even further. He walks over. He's like, every dog has his day. Right, Mel? I told him it wouldn't make sense clipping you and Jemmy like that. We had you working for us. He messed up. You did too, Mel. Now don't go too far, Tony. I'm not, Mel. You are. What? I'm a freaking cop. You can't shoot a cop. Whoever says you was one. Well, hold on a second. So I can fix this. Okay, Mel. Why don't you fix yourself a one-way ticket to the afterlife? Okay? You frickin' punk. So long, Mel. Have a good twip. That's my favorite part where he says twip. He doesn't say trip. You ever hear that? He goes, so long, Mel. Have a good twip. I love it. And then how about the end when he's sitting there, he's doing the trade with Rosenblum or whatever his name is? Cider-bum. Joe, what did I tell you? Just stay out of it, okay? Look, Manny, you're not a businessman, man, okay? You're always into the ladies, okay? You can't do that. You have to focus on the dollars and cents. Just stay out of it, okay? I take care of Cider-bum, okay? I put you on ice. So Cider-bum, what you got? I got 1,327,647.15. Well, I got 1,418,264 and 9. No, it's like $60. Well, I'll do the 60, whatever. I'll just make the 60 for you. Okay. Who do I write this out to? Write it to Montana Realty Corporation. You're under arrest, punk! Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Look at you. That's really nice. You have a gun, huh? Okay. You're under arrest, punk. You see that clock over there? We got you on tape. You're going down, pendejo. Oh, I see. Do you have that at home with your wife? Do you like that, huh? Okay. Oh, I don't know, okay. Listen, I tell you what. I got such a good lawyer. He's so good. He's so good. When he done with you, that's not what he says. When he done, you're going to be manning a clock tower in Alaska. So just warm. I love the Scarface movie. My favorite movie of all time. Tony, I don't do business with people I can't trust. Sosa, let me tell you something. All I have is my word and my boss, and I don't break them for no one, okay? Do you have a problem with me? You tell me, man. If not, let's go, okay? Do you got a problem? Let's frickin' go, man. Okay, I'll take you to frickin'. You kidding me? I'll rip you. I'm like a tiger, okay? Guys, I had this idea, okay, and I did this a few years back, and I don't think I ever released it. But I was going to create a commercial, and as a real estate agent, I was going to create a commercial, and it was going to be Montana Realty Services. We have a special security system for you when you list your house with Montana Realty, okay? Some people have like I have ADT. You're like, I have Montana Realty services. Oh, what is that? What does that give you? Oh, okay. Someone come to your house, unexpected. I have a guy come out with an Uzi. He shoot the freaking guy, okay? It's what we do out on the balcony. We have a balcony built for you, 17,000. Anyway, I don't know how I went into the whole Scarface scene there, but I wanted you guys to see, as a celebrity impressionist, I do something that I can only equate it to something like the movie Good Will Hunting, sort of, where I can hear the movie in my head while I'm doing it. It's the weirdest thing. And same thing when I'm playing a song I've never heard in my life, or never played in my life, but I've heard. If I've heard it and I find the chords, and I remember the way it sounds, I could play it for you like I've played it a million times before. Can't explain it. Celebrity impressions, same thing. If I could hear the voice, I could just go into it for you. Guys, it's crazy. Look, Butch, your great-granddaddy, Dane Coolidge, shot down in Hanoi. He had this watch. You give the watch to your great-granddad, Dane Coolidge. Dane Coolidge goes to World War I. He takes a battle axe to the thigh. They go, I forget how the scene goes. But bottom line, I just love these characters, and something like Scarface, I think I've seen so many times that I can remember every nuance. You know, they're driving in that scene on the way by the UN. He's supposed to kill the guy. He's like, siéntate. Shut the hell up, man. You kidding me? Do you want me to kill 2 kids and a woman? Hefter, man. Oh, I can't swear. I don't swear on here. But that's Scarface for you guys. One of the best movies of all time, as far as I'm concerned. Just not the cinematography, but just the concept behind it. This guy who takes over and sees tunnel vision. Look, New York, Chicago, LA, we have to set our own mark and enforce it, okay? Oh, man. We should watch that. We should screen that movie one day, and I'll just do the other character. I don't even know how to do that. But, guys, let's get back to it. You want to see the next episode of The Donald Trump Show, or do you want me to just sit here and do impressions for you all night live? Either or. I'll play music for you, too. We have so much to get into. We're in hour 1. We just got into hour 2. This show's going 6 hours tonight, and we did an hour already. We're doing 7. Never done a 7-hour show. 6 hours and 3 minutes is the longest so far. But I am here to connect with you guys. We're here to build some positivity and understand that the world around us is shut out when we're here. Over here, you can lose all of your inhibitions. Just say your mind, as long as it's something positive. Dig deep. Bring something out that'll make everybody smile. And when I'm playing a song and you guys want to add to it, just write lyrics in that. Dag's been writing really funny stuff, and it makes me laugh while I'm playing in the song. Usually I improvise and I'll just write a song for you, but I'm taking your lyrics and doing that. And that's something I've never done before. And I want to do that more. Tony's on, love it. Mark J, my brother. Guys, Mark is cool. Look, he carried it in his ass. His long years, 5 long years, he wore this uncomfortable hunk of metal up his ass. He get home, dysentery, give me the watch. I wore this hunk of metal up my behind. You say that for 2 years, they sent me home. No, Butch, I give the watch to you. Guys, look, more cowbell. If you want, you gotta have cowbell. You can't do it without. Anyway, let's get into something here. You guys want to do it? Where were we? I think we're going to episode 8 at this point. Guys, there's 25. We got a lot of work to get through here. Mark, check this out. This is a pretty cool episode. I forget what I did, because I've done so many of them. But let's get into it. Hammerlin Jameson. Look, just so you know, Hammerlin's coming out tonight. You guys want to meet Hammerlin for the first time? He's got some stories to share with you. And you guys have to understand that there are a few original characters to the show that come out. And they show up. Jad's ready for number 8. Here we go, guys. It's the Donald Trump Show. Hammerlin Jameson, wobble up.
It's Hammerlin Jameson live from the studio. We go to Donald Trump with episode 8 of the Donald Trump Show. Biden time.
Thank you very much for joining me for episode 8 of the Donald Trump Show. That's right, we're cooking along here. Today we're here to talk about Joe Sleep Sofa, bumbling Biden. We've been kind of going through his exploits over the years. What has he done? Has he done anything at all? You know, one of the problems we have today is overpopulated prisons. That's right. And it all started with Joe Biden. I'm going to show you how we are where we are right now. Let's roll the tape.
It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth.
Look, he's talking about inner cities, black communities, minorities, and they all vote for him still. I don't get it. He doesn't want you to advance. He wants you to stay down, so you need the sleep sofa. You don't need a nap on the sleep sofa.
It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society.
I'm starting to see a little of the bumbling Biden taking place. This is all the way back in like the 90s.
It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society.
Wait, bumbling sleep sofa. I thought that being the victim was your platform. Now all of a sudden it doesn't matter if they're the victims of society.
The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe.
Ouch.
Shoot my sister.
Look out.
Beat up my wife.
Let's be honest, Sleep Sofa. That one's you when you open up the bottle of Irish whiskey. Seems a bit odd that all of Joe's family's being attacked in the streets.
They must be taken off the street.
The whole point of the bill was to keep people down, so they feel like they always need help. They don't teach people how to fish, they give them the fish.
Tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision.
When was this filmed? Yesterday?
Without any structure, without any conscience developing.
Definitely filmed in the last couple weeks. And he's talking about Antifa, right?
They literally have not been socialized.
Isn't he talking about Antifa?
They literally have not had an opportunity.
So let me get this straight. Instead of providing opportunities, you just decided to lock everybody up.
We should focus on them now.
Classic. Really? Sleep Sofa Joe is talking about fixing the problems, never fixed the problems. He had 8 years in office, and it's been almost 30 years, and they've done nothing since then.
If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now.
Predators? Is that like a follow-up to the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
And Madam President, we have predators on our streets.
I wonder if that's where Chris Hansen got his start.
Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them.
It sounds like only Biden's life matters.
And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society.
Can't you see? Every 2 years, he panders for a vote, and he's the guy who put them all in jail.
But they are in jail, away from my mother.
Sleep Sofa, do I detect an Oedipal complex?
Your husband, our families.
Divide and conquer. It's the Democrat way. Sleep Sofa Joe Biden has been telling people one thing for years and doing the opposite. Just remember, and tune back in tomorrow on the next Donald Trump show. Have a good night.
That's legit right there, right? I told you it becomes a hit job. And it's not my fault. And Mark said it best. The content is just there. I got someone really mad at me the other day. They're like, oh, how could you criticize Joe when we have a madman in the office. I'm like, oh my goodness, madman. Do you realize they said that before he even was president, before he even got a chance? Nobody ever gave this guy a chance. They just continued to push the narrative before he even went back up the escalator. It started. And since then, it's just been the same narrative. I only realized that because some great YouTuber, I subscribed to his channel today, Ronell, I think his name is, he had a 25-minute clip where he just tore apart Sleep Sofa. I sent him a message because I was like, look, I'd love to come on and do both characters, whoever you want me to do. Joe, look, Ronell, I appreciate you, especially when you don't make fun of the sleeper. Okay, look, sometimes they call me DJ Napper. Did you guys see the rap song that we came up with for Sleeper? This is something that happened here live on the show. And I played it the other day. I'm just going to play this as a side note in between the Donald Trump shows, just so you know. Anybody who's watching this or listening to this on the podcast, because my show becomes a podcast, anybody who's being spoken to, like Sheba right now, Mark J, Tony, you guys are all in the podcast. Sig, obviously, my brother's in every podcast. But you guys go to any podcast platform you listen to. It's free of charge. And subscribe. I got 69 there for you to start with, and I'm going to put out number 70, which is probably this show. Okay, this is going to be the full gamut, all 25 episodes of the Donald Trump Show. I spent some time working on these for you guys, okay? But very quickly, let me show you this other really cool thing. I think it's pretty cool. Bumbling beats, we call it, really. It goes like this, so check it out. Did you guys see my rap for Joe Biden yet? This is pretty funny.
Very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness, my mental fitness, my mental fitness.
Look, I can't help it that you chose a sleep sofa as your candidate.
My physical as well as my mental fitness, my mental fitness, my mental.
Have you heard of Joe Biden in the basement? He be hiding, waiting to come out to see his shadow. Run back downstairs. He's a groundhog. Oh no, there's 6 more weeks of race wars.
Physical as well as my mental fitness.
How do I laugh the same? So that's going to be the rap. I'm going to write over that. I think I just did it. I think that'll just be it. I'll clip it tomorrow and drop that, what we just did right there, Nita. Nita was on. Have you heard of Joe Biden? In the basement, he be hiding.
Look, guys, he's a sleep sofa, and sometimes he says stupid stuff. I'm like, look, that's just dumb. You're bony. Bony Maroney. Look, have you ever seen Johnny Dangerously? Look, it's really a great movie. Fargan Ice Hall. Bottom line.
That is a great movie, guys. You ever seen Johnny Dangerously?
Oh, Johnny, what a great birthday gift. I've been thinking of taking up smoking. Hot Rod Baba, she's on. She's over on the DLive. Look, it's nice, DLive. We're here. Winning big league, really.
So, guys, where we go from here is episode 9. This is probably one of the funniest and coolest episodes just because the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy. How dare they? And it's a funny episode because it's called, I'll just tell you the title of it, okay? The title of this episode is The Great Wall of Trump. That's all I have to say.
It's Hammerlin Jameson live from the studio with episode 9 of the Donald Trump Show, The Great Wall of Trump.
Thank you very much for joining me. Episode 9 of the Donald Trump Show. That's right. We're going to get into it today. I've got a lot to share with you. Border wall. Everybody's always saying, Trump, when are you going to build the border wall? We're building the wall. But they gave me such a hard time. Such a hard time.
The President of the United States, having failed to get Mexico to pay for his ineffective, unnecessary border wall.
We'll get back to Schumer and Pelosi after some other clips. I think you guys may like these others. It will put it all into perspective. It's Trump Show. I'm just going to show you how other presidents felt about immigration.
The bill before us will certainly do some good.
Well, let's start with that. He says he wants to do some good. Let's see what's next.
It will authorize some badly needed funding for better fences and better security along our borders.
Holy cow. Obama wanted to put up a fence. Nobody cares. I want to build a wall stronger. They have a problem with that. We're talking Three Little Pigs, people. He wants to use a fence. I'm talking about a wall that the big bad wolf can't blow down.
The fence is now basically complete.
Wow, Barack, you got 5 years out of that fence. Good job. We had to start building an actual wall because what you did was crap.
Maybe they'll need a moat.
Or maybe they'll need a wall.
Maybe they want alligators in the moat.
Now that one I have to give Barack. That was hilarious. Still, I'll take the wall.
Every place in this country are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country.
Bill Clinton says illegal aliens and everybody applauds and they get behind him. But Trump does and they call him a xenophobe and a racist.
The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers.
You see, they're always with you when they need the vote. But as soon as they get in office, they turn on you. Get used to it, people. It's the way it's always been with the Democrats.
That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more.
Can you believe that?
By deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before.
Maybe I should hire Bill to say his words / my words on the campaign trail.
I voted for a fence. I voted unlike most Democrats, and some of you won't like it. I voted for 700-mile fence.
Wait, Sleep Sofa Joe voted for a fence too?
Let me tell you something, folks. People are driving across that border with tons, hear me, tons of everything from byproducts from methamphetamine to cocaine to heroin.
And listening to Sleep Sofa talk about the same issues I have with illegal aliens is just kind of laughable.
It's all coming up through corrupt Mexico.
Joe Biden mentions the drugs. He mentions the illegal aliens coming across the border. And he wants 700 miles of fence, no problem. He's not a xenophobe. He's not a racist. You call Trump whatever you want. That's the problem. You guys just make up your fake news. What do we have next? Anything left?
Former presidents have said to him that they wish that they had built a wall. Do you recall President Obama ever saying that?
Come on.
Bumbling Biden. At it again. Look, guys, you can tell it's a double talk situation with Biden. Everybody before me wanted a wall. Remember when Schumer said ineffective wall?
Construction of a 630-mile border fence create a significant barrier to illegal immigration on our southern land border.
So let me get this straight. In 2009, a fence is significant, but in 2020, a wall is ineffective? Really? Everybody before me wanted a wall. Trump gets it done.
All right, guys, I'm a little excited about the next episode. So I'm all for taking as much information as I could get to bring it to you so you could get a real good understanding of who someone is. It's not that I'm an investigative journalist. I just can see the comedy behind things, and I want to try to pull it together for you, which is why I was able to make a rap out of Joe Biden coming up with a blunder. I have another one in my mind. I'm bringing it to you tomorrow. I may put the two together into one actual full-length rap. That's happening, okay? So what I'm going to do is this. I want to play you episode 10 right now and just explain what's happening here.
Sleepy. He's a sleep sofa. Okay, look, bottom line is you have a guy named Don Lemon. We call him Con Lemonhead here on the show. And basically, he's like, one time, he's like, oh, we need to take care of our communities. And then, like, you fast forward to when Trump is in office, right? And he's like, oh, Trump is a xenophobe. So, the next episode of the Donald Trump Show is
How sour is that Don Lemon? Guys, this is really, it's strap in for this one. Terry Crews makes an appearance. It's going to be some fun. I just downloaded it, I think. Hold on, let me make sure I have it. Did I get it? Oh, I made a lot of, you know what? We're going to play the old one. Got to do it. We can't miss the show. Yeah, it looks like I didn't bring it in. Where's number 10? Uh-oh. Don't tell me I got rid of number 10 before I actually... No. Okay, we're going to play the original. Here we go. Episode 10 of the Donald Trump Show.
Hammerl and Jameson live from the studio. Donald Trump is back with episode 10. How sour is that Don Lemon?
Thank you for joining me on episode 10 of the Donald Trump Show. That's right. Today, we're going to continue our journey, destroying fake news. Today, we're going to look at CNN. Don Lemon. That's right, we call him Con Lemonhead here, but I have an old clip that came across my desk I wanted to share with you guys. Give me your perspectives, okay? Take a look at this.
It got some, many on the political right, wondering why the so-called liberal media wasn't talking about other problems in the black community.
That's interesting, Lemon. Why? Why would you say? This is 2013, by the way.
The outrage that I have is in the lack of really the national attention to what is an epidemic of crime in the black community, committed largely by blacks.
These are the same stats we're talking about now, and everyone calls us racist for bringing up.
Why aren't we talking about it? Good question. Actually, that's not a good question. We've talked about it many times on this show.
You have?
And on CNN.
You see, he could tell he was lying because he took a longer breath.
So that's the reason I didn't want to discuss at length crime in the African-American community or how to fix other ills that seem to be plaguing the community in general. But now that the jury has reached its verdict, one that everyone must accept, it's time now for some tough love on the subject.
Some tough love from the lemon. Sounds good to me.
Someone on another network got the chance to go first because I couldn't go during the week. I'm only here on the weekend, so listen to this.
The reason there is so much violence and chaos is the disintegration of the African-American family.
He's got a point.
He does?
In fact, he's got more than a point.
Wow. Don Lemon agrees with Bill O'Reilly. Who knew that was coming?
Drugs, hustling, gangs. Nobody forces them to do that. Again, it is a personal decision.
He is right about that, too. But in my estimation, he doesn't go far enough.
Oh, Don Lemon's a mathematician now. Yes, I'd like to hear your estimation.
Black people, if you really want to fix the problem, here's just 5 things that you should think about doing.
Here we go. Con Lemonhead, 2013, 5 ways to fix the black community. Let's hear it.
Here's number 5. Pull up your pants.
Pants on the ground. Pants on the ground. Looking like a fool with your pants on the ground.
Number 4 now is the N-word.
Oh, my. Here we go.
I understand poetic license, but consider this. I hosted a special on the N-word, suggesting that black people stop using it, and that entertainers stop deluding yourselves or themselves and others that you're somehow taking the word back.
I am curious what people think of that comment.
A lot of African Americans took offense to that, too.
Oh, he answered it.
Now, number 3. Respect where you live.
Is this a special message to the people in Chippy, Chaz? What are they calling themselves this week? I think it's a message to Chap.
Start small by not dropping trash, littering in your own communities.
Imagine if they played this over the loudspeakers in Chap.
I've lived in several predominantly white neighborhoods in my life. I rarely, if ever, witness people littering.
Here comes a cheap shot at his community.
I live in Harlem now. It's an historically black neighborhood. Every single day I see adults and children dropping their trash on the ground when a garbage can is just feet away.
Wow, stereotype much?
Just being honest here.
Interesting. When did you decide to get rid of the honesty policy, Lemon?
Number 2, finish school. You want to break the cycle of poverty? Stop telling kids are acting white because they go to school or they speak proper English.
What Don Lemon is saying right now would be considered racist in 2020.
A high school dropout makes on average $19,000 a year.
Wait, a year?
A high school graduate makes $28,000 a year.
Just graduating, you make 33% more per year.
A college graduate makes $51,000 a year.
That stat is less impressive to me. It costs like $50,000 a year for college. A college graduate makes $51,000?
Over the course of a career, a college grad will make nearly $1 million more than a high school graduate. That's a lot of money.
Yes, $1 million is a lot of money. It's a lot of money to the people of the United States of America. Not so much for Trump. I've got billions, okay?
And number one, and probably the most important, just because you can have a baby, it doesn't mean you should.
Words you will never hear Don Lemonhead speak again.
Especially without planning for one or getting married first. More than 72% of children in the African American community are born out of wedlock. That means absent fathers.
Look, can't you see, this is the point. Nothing ever changes. It's always the same. It was 72% in 2013 when Obama was the president.
And the studies show that lack of a male role model is an express train right to prison. And the cycle continues.
Yesterday you saw that Sleep Sofa Joe was the one that put them in prison. And Don Lemon remarked how it's a problem in 2013 when Obama was in office. So what's the problem when Trump wants to fix it? Anybody? Bueller?
Pay attention to and think about what has been presented in recent history as acceptable behavior.
Is rioting in the streets acceptable behavior? It's a good question, Don Lemonhead. What do you think we should do, Don?
Pay close attention to the hip-hop and rap culture that many of you embrace.
I embrace the Sugar Hill Gang. To the hip-hop, to hibbity-hibbity-hibbity hip-hop, to doppity, don't stop. To boogie-boogie, bang-bang, sugity-bug-bug.
A culture that glorifies everything I just mentioned, thug and reprehensible behavior. A culture that is making a lot of people rich, just not you.
The time CNN spoke the truth. Wow, it's almost surreal, right? It's surreal to see CNN speaking truth. I kind of like it. How do we get them to speak the truth always? So what happened to Don Lemon in 2020?
This is the thing, Don. You know, black people need to hold other black people accountable.
Okay, before we get started, that's what Don Lemonhead was doing in the 2013 clip we started with. Okay, watch.
I said the same thing. This is the Black America's version of the Me Too movement. If anything is going to change, we ourselves need to look at our own communities and look at each other and say, this thing cannot go down.
I'm sorry, isn't that exactly what Don said?
And then this is what I'm saying. It's about who is controlling the narrative. It's got to be all Black Lives Matter.
That sounds right. What does Don have to say?
Here's what I have to say.
All right, Spin Doctor. Let's see what you got here.
The Black Lives Matter movement was started because it was talking about police brutality. If you want an all Black Lives Matter movement that talks about gun violence in communities, including, black communities, then start that movement with that name. But that's not what Black Lives Matter is about.
I'm soured by the hypocrisy. It's like eating a lemon. Oh.
So if you're talking about, if someone started a movement that said, cancer matters, and then someone comes in and says, why aren't you talking about HIV? It's not the same thing. We're talking about cancer.
I think Lemonhead doesn't grasp the concept of apples and oranges. If it's 100 people and you're there for all cancer matters, then it would be somebody who stands up and said, I have prostate cancer. And they would say, sit down, buddy. We just said all cancer matters.
So the Black Lives Matter movement is about police brutality and injustice in that manner, not about what's happening in black neighborhoods. There are people who are working on that issue, And if you want to start that issue, why don't you start it?
We have a hypocrite warning.
It is about police brutality. That should never be accepted. Yeah. I am not saying that that's not it, but there's more there. Okay. And when I look at, if they have more on their agenda, we need to ask them about what else is on that agenda.
Right. Don't you just love how uncomfortable Terry Crews made Don Lemonhead? It was hilarious. You could see he got very uncomfortable when he realized he couldn't control Terry Crews. I wonder, could we get Terry Crews on the Trump team? We should look into it. Look, I will see you tomorrow on the next Trump show. Have a good night.
It's Hammer and Jameson, and it's hammer time. That's right. Look, I'm here every single night on the Real Talk program to rip the lid off the fake news. That's right. It's hammer time. A little ham, jam, bam. Thank you, man. That's right, people. Look, check me out every single night on Hammer Time. That's right. It's Hammer and Jameson. I'm here to drop the hammer and rip the lid off the fake news. It's been a little while since the old Hammer has been out with you on the program. Got to get the camera all set up over here, people. Just give me a moment. Give me a moment, people. You got to understand that Hammer has got a little bit of a problem with alcoholic beverages. And I can't seem to stop. Can't seem to stop drinking them. My great-great-granddaddy's cousin's uncle's sister's mother was the founder of Jameson. So what we got here is kind of like a family, almost like one of those deals, right? Where like, oh, I'm going to get my great-granddaddy's cousin's sister's uncle's sister's mother's uncle's brother's aunt, Tilly, is a Tifa, Aunt Tifa's cousin's brother's sister's brother's son, Hammerland, and we're going to give him a job at the Jameson factory. Well, who knew that the guy over here is going to have a problem with the Jameson? I support the family. Call it nepotism. I don't really know what you want to call it, but the old Hammer has a problem. Listen, if you don't donate to the Hammerland, he's going to have to drink the bad stuff. It's not good. He goes to his parents' shelf, the top shelf, which is really kind of like a Chivas Regal. And it's not good. I'm looking for Jameson. But bottom line, I got some stories for you today. We're going to get into it. And remember, people, if you have anything you want to say to the old Hammer Jammer, all you got to do is say hello in the chat window, and we're going to get into it. Ripping the lid off the fake news. Here we go with story number 1 tonight. This one's very interesting, people. If you see it, maybe you do, maybe you don't. The old QAnon. We're going to talk about this one because it's quite an interesting story there. Hammer Jam dropping the hammer and ripping the lid off the fake news. So here we go. QAnon website shuts down after New Jersey man identified as operator. Let's get into the story, people. Kato, what do you say? Rip it off? Rip it off the fake news! A popular website for posts about the conspiracy group QAnon abruptly shut down after a fact-checking group led by Zuckerdick, that's right, identified the developer as a New Jersey man. QMap.pub is among the largest websites promoting the QAnon conspiracy with over 10 million visitors in July alone. According to the Web and Analytics of Similar Web Limited, I'm sorry, it's the Jameson speaking. He served as the primary archive of QAnon's posts. The website aggregates posts by Q, the anonymous figure behind the QAnon theory, and a creator of QMap.pub website, also known as QApanon. Some people call it Quapanon, whatever. The fact-checking site Logically.ai, owned by, again, Zuckerdick, identified Jason Galinas of New Jersey on September 10th as the developer and mouthpiece for the site. He was reached outside his home, and Galinos decided not to comment, which I probably would have done the same thing, or I may have said a few things if they brought me a bottle of Jameson. Anyway, let's go to the next story. This is quite an interesting one. I just want to point out the hypocrisy of the world, because what we're here to do is drop a hammer and rip the lid off the fake news, people. This one is very interesting. Let's get into it, because I think people are full of crap. Oh, really? Why do you say that, Hammer? Well, because I can smell the fake news. Oh, Michael Cohen's daughter, all of a sudden she reveals how she was sexually sexualized by Donald Trump as a teen. Oh my goodness, she just remembered it 2 months before the election? Oh my God, I can't believe she must have had acupuncture. I wonder if Michael Cohen's daughter had acupuncture in order to figure out that Donald Trump had sexualized her as a young teen. Because it's amazing to me how he's president for 4 years and didn't remember. All of a sudden she remembers 2 months before the election. Look, I told you guys, or actually the Real Talk program told you, expect some sort of crazy, stupid, off-the-wall thing that Donald Trump did every single day till the election, because they have a sleep sofa for a candidate. He's a freaking sleep sofa, people, okay? I'm not saying that he acts like a sleep sofa. He literally is in the catalog. You could purchase them for $74.99. And the reason it's $74.99 is because you have to put it together when it arrives at your house. It's an IKEA crap bag. That's right. We're ripping the lid off the fake news. So Michael Cohen's daughter, we're ripping you off. This is Hammerlin. We could see through your crappy fake news. I'm sorry. It's what I see. I was born with this gift, all right? Though I can see through the fake news, and then I'm able to drop the hammer and rip it. Just rip it back. I'm sorry. It's just part of what we do on the program. I got a very interesting story for you that may just kind of cool us down. It could cool us down a moment. Here, Hammer Jam, ripping the lid off. This is called Hammer Tab. And we're going to get rid of this stupid story here because, honestly, it's another fake news crap story right there. No, this one's very interesting, people. And it's larger than life, apparently. Hold on. I'm moving everything around. You can see why I created a side piece there. Because I'm in my basement in quarantine still, not sure what's going on at a 99.4% survival rate. They're like, hey, Hammer Jam, we need you to stay in your basement with a bottle of Jameson. And I'm like, that's fine. I'll rip the lid off from there. Let's get to this story here. Nearly 100 earthquakes are swarming Yellowstone in 24 hours. Here's what the experts are saying. Dun, dun, dun. Hammer Jam on the grounds here, Yellowstone National Park, 24 hours. There's been 100 earthquakes, and everywhere I turn, I seem to be hitting an earthquake, like a ground area where there's been or will be. I could sense it. I unfortunately was hit by lightning when I was 4 years old, and so now I can sense when earthquakes are coming, or if they had just been in the immediate vicinity. So Hammer Jam, not really enjoying this moment right now, Mark. We're going to come back to you at the studio, but I'll get back to you later with an update. I'm back in the studio. Hammer Jam, ripping the lid off the fake news. Nearly 100 earthquakes. I was there on the ground. I'm not sure if Mark filled you in at all, but I was there. Not fake news. I was there on the ground. I had a bottle of Jameson. It was amazing. And nearly 100 earthquakes. They were all swarming me there at the Yellowstone National Park. And they said that some crap about it. Look, I'm starting to come down off my Jameson rush. One more thing before we go back to Mark and the Real Talk program. I hope anybody that's joining now is not like, is this freaking the show, really? Yeah, there's a freaking character. My name's Hammerlin, ripping the lid off the fake news. And that's what we've been doing since 74, people. Okay, look, if you're not ready to rip off the lid, then you're a fake news constituent. Are you a fake news constituent? I don't think so. I think you can see through the bull crap that they're trying to feed you. They're like, oh, take it on a silver spoon. Hammer Jam, last story of the night, people. Joe Biden says campaign is stopping ads during the 9/11 anniversary. Donald Trump campaign still running ads. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, my goodness. Look, check this out. First of all, I think I logged into YouTube 7 times today, and I saw stupid face Joe Biden, Sleep Sofa Joe. Did you guys realize you can't fast forward through Joe's videos? You have to watch the full 60 seconds. I want to fall asleep. Sometimes I'm watching and I doze off into my microphone, and thank God I don't hit my head on some sort of sharp object. I mean, you wouldn't have the news from Hammerlin, I'll tell you that. It'd be a different world without Hammer Jam. So look, this has been Hammer Time. I'm here to introduce the next episode of the Donald Trump Show, episode 11. We're going to get over to it now. One more thing I want to show you. If you like the Donald Trump Show, you can check out Donald Trump gear. Check that out. How freaking cool is this shirt? I ordered my own, actually, because I just made them. And that here says, Deplorable Unum at the top of the coin there. And in here it says, in Trump we trust. In Trump we trust. And that's, of course, Donald Trump's signature on the bottom. But my favorite part, possibly, is the back. Have you seen the back yet? Hey, let's go check out the back there. Oh, how about that? Winning Big League. Winning Big League. Hold on a second. 1 second. This stupid thing is not working right for me. There we go. Whoa. Bumbling Biden beats. At the top, it actually says DJ Napper. And and MC Sleep, what is it? MC Napper and DJ Sleep Sofa. They present Bumbling Biden Beats. And then, of course, at the bottom, you got Sleepy Time with Sleep Sofa Joe. Anyway, look, people, pretty cool stuff. You can see it. The link is at the bottom of the YouTube page there. And I have all kinds of cool gear and even phone covers. And I ordered a bunch of stuff, like the coffee mug looks pretty freaking cool. Anyway, look, Hammer Jam's got to go. All right, bottom line.
Hammerlin Jameson live from the studio. Donald Trump is back with episode 10. How sour is that, Doc?
We already saw that one. This is why they don't want Hammer on the job. Sometimes I forget what episode we're on. I'm like, what are we doing? Episode 4? Like, no, Hammer Jam. It's Hammer. You're on chapter. You're on 11, buddy. Get with the program. Look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But sometimes I just kind of get in the mood. You know what I mean? I want to roll with it. So this is episode 11. A Hammer Jam signing off. You're going to see Mark. Episode 11 of the Donald Trump Show is about one and only President G. But our Donald Trump has come up with a name, i.e. Mark has come up with a name. His name is President G. Hole. He's a G-hole. Just, that's the story. There we go. Just go with it. Have a good night. Glad to see you, Hammer Jam. Look, I'll see you on the next Real Talk where we drop the hammer and rip the light off the fake news. Hammer Jam. It's Hammerlin Jameson, and it's Hammer Time. That's right. Look, I'm here every single night on the Real Talk program to rip the lid off the fake news. Ripping the lid off the fake news. Episode 11 of the Donald Trump Show. Here we go. Ha! President Geel. Oh, you're supposed to play there. Hammerlin Jameson live from the studio. Donald J. Trump joins us to talk about President G.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me on the next episode of the Donald Trump Show. I believe this is episode 11. Unbelievable. I think this episode has to be about President G-Hole. Look, I got a problem with the G-Hole. He's out there delivering Fluhan all over the world. Everybody's blaming Trump, but the only person to blame is President G-Hole. But no matter what I say, they don't believe me. It's a weird world we're living in right now. It's either Trump or not Trump. Nobody's talking about the issues. What does Trump think about abortion? What does Biden think about? Well, let's be honest, Biden doesn't think about anything. But if he was to think about something, what would it be? Maybe, did I put underwear on this morning? Did I change my pants? Did I poop my pants? I don't know. These are maybe questions that Sleep Sofa Joe asks himself. But look, let's see if we have any clips for today. Do we have anything? Here we go.
世界卫生组织总干事先生
You guys couldn't get the subtitled version? I mean, what the hell? Where's my translator? God almighty. All right, I guess I'm going to have to respond and pretend I know what the hell he's talking about. Let's get back to it.
各位代表
Good day to you too, Giol.
首先
Yeah, Shawshank Redemption was a good movie, but what does that have to do with anything?
我认为
No, that's close. It's Dufresne, Andy Dufresne. I think he's trying to say the character's name from Shawshank.
在人类抗击新冠肺炎疫情的关键时刻
I'm not really sure who Kwame Shakur is. It may be Tupac's son.
突发事件
Oh, it is. Well, I have one question for you, Jihol. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell the world what was going on? We could have done something about it. You know we call you a Jihol, right?
举行这次示威大会
Look, you brought it upon yourself. I can't control your actions, G. We only come up with nicknames for people based on their actions, and you've been a Jihol. I'm sorry.
具有
You should be, Gio.
十分重要的意义
All right, look, I can't do this anymore. I can't understand him.
人类正在经历第二次世界大战结束以来
I'm not sure I appreciate your tone.
全球
What did you say to me?
新冠肺炎疫情突如其来
Okay, look, I need a translator. I can't freaking do this without a translator. I just can't. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. He keeps saying things. It sounds like he's insulting the drummer.
最严重的
See? That's exactly what he's doing. He just said it, Ziyunda.
公共卫生
He said invasion. They invaded us with coronavirus.
现在已经波及
I'll tell you what, Gihol, if you ever speak to me like that again, I'm gonna trump you right in the face. Anyway, look, that's about enough for today's episode of the Donald Trump Show. Remember that President G is now President Gihol. Sleep Sofa Joe is probably taking a nap right now. And I'll see you tomorrow on the next Donald Trump Show. Have a good night.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that episode. Look, guys, they get better and better from here. Don't go anywhere. Spread the word. We were only at episode 11. There are 25. We have 14 more of these episodes. And guess what? They get longer and better, each and every one. So don't go anywhere. I'll play more music for you, too. So if you want me to break at some point and play some songs, if you're like, hey, that's good, let's take a 20-minute break and play 3 or 4 songs and then go back, you know I'm down. Anyway, here we're going to go. We're going to get to episode 12. Maybe what we'll do is after 13, we'll take a break. And I'll play some songs for you, okay? Episode 12. We get back to the sleep sofa, really. Here we go.
It's Hammerl and Jameson live from the studio with episode 12 of the Donald Trump Show. Joe Biden's America. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald J. Trump.
Thank you, and welcome to episode 12 of the Donald Trump Show. Tonight we're talking about Sleep Sofa Bubbling Biden. This episode's called How Far Left Can Sleep Sofa Go? Let's take a look.
And I can't thank you enough for all you've done so far, and that's thank you for taking the time for watching today.
You're off to a great start, Joe.
Look, one of the things I think is important, I wish we taught more in our schools about the Islamic faith.
Wait, hold on. So you get rid of God in the school. You can't pray in school, but you want to talk about Islam? Does that make any sense? It doesn't at all, unless you're trying to pander for votes. Oh, look, it's pandering Biden.
And what people don't realize, it's one of my avocation is theology, don't realize is that we all come from the same root here. in terms of our fundamental basic beliefs.
The same fundamental beliefs. Are you crazy, Joe? Crazy Joe Biden. Yeah, that's right. We all fundamentally believe the same things. That's right.
So my generic point is...
Everything about Sleep Sofa Joe's generic.
Can we agree that we can redirect some of the funding?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so no more police departments. Sleep Sofa Joe, defunding the police. Look, let's divert some funds. Let's not improve the police. Let's just defund them. Let's go back to cowboys and Indians. How about we go back to the Wild West? Sounds like a good idea, Sleep Sofa. Did you think about this one at all, or are you just reading off of the teleprompter again?
And one of the things that we also need to be doing is fundamentally changing the way, and I've been pushing it for years, changing the way we deal with our prison system.
Okay, this one's classic. Are you guys ready for this?
It should be a rehabilitation system, not a punishment system.
Okay, I think it's time we slam bumbling Biden back onto his sleep sofa.
I started looking at it and found out that this midnight basketball isn't getting them together, a bunch of jive folks who are black, white, and Hispanic, living in their city to do, try to see if they can be Michael Jordan.
Because I really can't tell anymore. Was that racist?
They were keeping schools open, so gangs come off streets instead of out raping my mother, marauding me.
You know, this is the third or fourth time I've heard Joe speak about his mother in a very weird way. I'm not really sure if he has a thing for Ma, good old Ma.
My daughter will be safer. My wife will be safer. My mother will be safer.
See, there it is again.
And I will be safer. And I will be happy.
It just looks like Joe Biden did things to suit his own needs when he had young kids. Now he's an old man, doesn't even know his name. So he's like, yeah, you know what? Let's talk about Islam in school. And I think I pooped my pants.
And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. That's the sad truth.
Could I call Liar Liar Pants on Fire? Because Sleep Sofa Joe said it should be a rehabilitation. And he just said there's no way to rehabilitate.
Bobby Rush, member of Congress, said the other day, I'm ashamed that I voted for the 94 crime bill. You ashamed of that bill?
Not at all. In fact, I drafted the bill.
Proud of putting people in prison. Inner city, all different colors and creeds. And now you want them all to vote for you. You're the one who put them in, Warden. How are you going to answer for that, Warden Biden? Warden Biden, that's a mouthful, really. Imagine bumbling Biden as a warden. All right, I think that's enough for episode 12. Look forward to tomorrow, lucky number 13. It's going to be a big episode. Not sure what yet. It's the Trump Show. See you tomorrow.
Guys, I like that episode, but what I'm about to show you is going to blow your mind. Okay, so my favorite number is 13. I was born April 13th, and I think 13 is the greatest number in the world. Unfortunately, the world of fake news thinks 13 is a bad number. Now, why would they think 13 is a bad number, Mark? I don't know. I always happen to be born on it. And I've always thought it was a very, very powerful, good luck number when everybody else thinks it's bad. So I wanted to think about or look into where this superstition comes from. My grandmother, who happens to be extremely superstitious, Portuguese, 4'10", cutest lady, used to have this really high-pitched voice. I'm a celebrity impressionist. This is my grandmother. She goes, "Hi, Mark. How are you? Have some cookies. You hungry? Come on, have some cookies. Come on, it's coming for you." She had this sweet voice. She passed away many years ago now when I was 25, 26 years old, okay? I miss my grandma. But when I was 17, I used to go over in my Volkswagen Golf, and I'd go pick up Grandma, and I'd take her to CVS, and she would go get her fixins. She'd get some cookies to give me whenever I came over. Remember, I told you, she said, "Have some cookies." She'd get Chips Ahoy, because I like Chips Ahoy, and we'd chat. Now, something I don't know if you guys know yet, but You know I play music. I play music every single day here for you for the rest of my life. And I have my grandfather's harmonica, and I have my grandfather's organ. Now, I don't know how to play either. I've got a lot of instruments here that I don't know how to play. I know how to play the guitar, but I don't even know how to play that. Never took lessons. I just play everything by how I feel. Real Talk's living in the moment. Real Talk is about experiencing life. And what life is literally this second that we are in. Everything else either happened or it may not. So I appeal to your common sense when I say, think about something once. Think about it hard. Go through all of the pros, the cons. Have one conversation about it. And then never think about it again. Just put it away in a box. And don't think too much about what tomorrow will bring. Just get up and make the most out of the moment you have. The day you get. We only get one. And if you get up and make the most of it, you could feel an accomplishment at the end of the day that I think will bring you towards happiness. And for me, I take everything that I'm doing and I channel it right here through this platform to you guys for 621 days. And now you're here with me. And I love it. So what I want to do is explain this. Episode 13 was huge. I needed to get a great episode first of all. But I needed to find out why 13 is considered like superstitiously a bad number. So I'm in the car with my grandma one day and I say, Grandma, can I ask you a question? Why is 13 a bad number to you? Now, keep in mind, my Aunt Mary was born on June 13th. My Aunt Mary's entire life, my grandmother said the hospital made a mistake and she was really born on June 3rd, but the hospital didn't draft and get through the paperwork until June 13th, and that's what they wrote. Now, we all know that's not true, but that's the way my grandmother saw. She did not. The 13 was like, so I'm driving with her in the car one day and I said, Grandma, she's like 74 at the time. I said, Grandma, can I ask you, what is the deal with 13? Why do you have a problem with 13? Why do people have a problem with 13? Why do I go to New York City and they go from floor 12 to 14, fooling everybody? Hey guys, psst, floor 14, it's really floor 13. So they could take away the number, like that's going to do something. But here's the thing. So I say to my grandmother, why do people have a problem with the number 13? I think it's the greatest number. There's something energetic about it. She says, Mark, Jesus and the 12 apostles, Judas was the 13th. Judas was the 13th. Without batting an eye, I look right back at my grandma and I say, Grandma, but Jesus always put everybody else before himself. So Jesus was the 13th. And when I said that, I broke my grandmother's superstition for the number 13. And she laughed about it, had like a belly laugh about that, because for her entire life, she automatically assumed that 13 it would mean that Judas was the 13th. He betrayed Jesus, and that's the end of the story. But as someone who lives in the light, pushing the light, trying to get you to find the light and connect with it and get away from the darkness, I can tell you one thing. I will always put you before me if we're walking through a door together. I want to make sure you're safe. There's no reason why I would show up for 621 days and not get paid for any of it. I've done 2 to 6 hours for like 621 days. I do it to try to change the world. That's all I want to do. I'm going to play you a song before we go back. Got a good one for you. I can't use it anymore. Getting dark, too dark to see. Feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Hey. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, 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 on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Hey, 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 hey. Mama put my guns on the ground. I can't shoot them anymore. Long black cloud is coming down. I feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Oh, 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 oh. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Oh, yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Oh, knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Oh, yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. 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 Oh, yeah. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Ooh, I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, Totally mellow. Sorry, guys, but after. Thank you, Liz. Knock, knock, knock. I got Bernie's door. Look, Bum, I want to tell you something. Professor Foxtrot. Professor, look. You got to look at the YouTubes. If you look at the YouTubes, you're going to find the Sleeps Over Joe. He said all these things. Joe, hold on, Joe. What did you say? Did you say that you would cut Social Security? Would you? No, I did not. My Aunt Judy wouldn't let me do it. Look at the YouTubes. He did it on YouTubes. Like I told you. He did it. Look, Joe, did you? I didn't. No, I wouldn't do that. Check the YouTubes. Look at the YouTubes. That was the debate. Did you guys see the debate between them? I think I should give you a little break from the Trump show for a moment to see a little bit of the other side of the aisle. Perhaps you may like it better than the Trumper who always makes us laugh, really.
It's Amaryl and Jameson.
Wait a moment. I'm going to play you something different, I said. You broke. You broke gaze. Look, you can't, once you make eye contact with the show, you can't break gaze. It's illegal. In fact, in Joe Biden's world, they'll come to your house in the middle of the night and say, look, you broke gaze from the Real Talk program. We're going to have to take you away now. I'm sorry. Once you connect with the Real Talk program, you're there. You can't go away because Lil and Liz and Professor Foxtrot number 4 6 to the diner. And of course, we're going to win Big League with Hot Rod Baba, when she's hanging out with Bubba News and they're doing their thing, winning Big League, really. But if you guys look back far enough, what you're going to find is this. This is me doing the crazy people in the debates. I'm going to do both of them real quick. I think you need to lighten it up. Check this out. Here we go.
My first question for the night is for Mike Bloomberg, and I'm going to ask you, Mike, do you think that Bernie Sanders could win?
Well, I tell you, it's been very clear that they want Bernie to get the election so he can lose to Donald Trump. I'll tell you what, Vladimir Putin, I will never lose. You will never get anything from the United States of America. Guaranteed.
We gotta go, and we gotta stop him. Everybody's going crazy right now. I don't know what to say.
Now, Mr. Biden, do you think you really could be effective in this election?
Of course I'll be effective. I'll tell you how. I'm a Joe Biden. I'll tell you 2 things I could do. I'm going to take on China. I'm going to take on Donald Trump, and I'm going to take on the NRA because I'm the best chance we have.
I think we need to definitely get rid of Donald Trump. It's a very important thing that we work on to do it, to get rid of him.
Oh, you could get the whole world in your hands. The whole world in your hands. The whole world.
Paid for by Mike Bloomberg for president.
Goodness. All right. So that was the first piece. And then like a week later, it was no longer the Klobuchar and whatever, which she was, look, we got to get Donald Trump. We have to get him out. It's what we have to do. We have to all focus on how to do it. Like, I don't care who's the candidate, but we have to make sure we get Donald Trump out. Yeah, I know that's the point. Get a sleep sofa and continue to push the narrative and see if you could win that way. Not going to work. Have you seen the Donald Trump miniseries of the MARKPIRES Real Talk show? Probably not, because they firewall his show. Yeah, do you know what firewalling is? It's really called shadow banning. Some people call it shadow banning, but Mark calls it firewalling because he's really an idiot. He doesn't understand what the hell shadow banning is. He just sees it as like a firewall around the show. And there's some stupid idiot guy who's sitting at his computer saying, oh, look, Beth, look, he's posting again. Look, watch this. Firewalled. He's going to quit. Nobody's watching. He can't even get through to anybody. Look, 7 people for 621 days. He's going to quit. Never. I don't care about that dude and Beth. If I broadcast to 0 every day of my life, I'll be here doing a show for you guys. I hope we have people. But I'm here. So, without further ado, and I'm not sure if my brother is still over here. Let's go back and see if he took off already. Did you take off already, buddy? I hope not. May have lost you in all of this shuffle here while we were doing the bit there. Do you know what I mean? Look, guys, you have to know. Hey, Jad, we're going to episode 13, Mange. You ready, Mink? You ready for this, Mink? Because I'm ready for it, Mink. I'm going to do it for you. Oh, we had one more thing you needed to see. This is the Biden versus... you needed to see this. This is the other piece. You couldn't see the first without seeing it. That was all. Here we go.
Well, I'm very upset. I was doing really well. Now I'm not doing well at all. Well, I think my Aunt Judy did it best.
She said that I was the best candidate.
Did you always know that you'd be good at this?
But you know, I was thinking that I was very good when it was hot outside and when the sun was beaming down on my head. Oh, I would ask you, Joe, would you ever say that you would cut Medicare and Medicaid for all? Did you ever say that, Joe Biden? I would never do that. I would never cut Social Security ever. My Aunt Judy would never let me. Well, I'm going to tell you, if you listen to me, I'm going to tell you exactly what you can do. If you go to YouTube, you ever tried to do it before? Of course not. Did you ever say that before? No. Check out the YouTubes, and you can find everything that Joe is talking and saying he didn't do. I've been doing it since 1947. I was the first guy to help. I was the last guy to help, and in between I helped as well. You just be honest. Would you ever be able to do that? I'll be the best hall monitor you'll ever find. I will be the best. I have the best base. All my people love me. I want to get Joe Biden in there. I won every single election. I don't even know how.
That's my favorite right there. Look, my Aunt Judy told me I could win, but I don't even know how that would happen. I went down there. I said, look, if you don't like what you see, vote for the other Biden. I also said stuff like, look, you know, life, liberty, and the, the thing. Yeah, and look, I'm Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden. I said that as well. I also said, look, I'm going to beat Joe Biden. I'm going to play. That's, by the way, they're going to be the rap. I'm just letting you know up front tomorrow you're getting a second rap. Did you see the first rap? If you haven't yet, all you have to do is ask and I'll play it for you. But we're moving forward, my people. We are moving forward, onward and upward to episode 13. This is officially where it gets crazy, okay? Because I'm trying to figure out how do I get an awesome episode 13. 13 is my favorite number. I don't want to mess up 13. And then this happens. Sleep Sofa says, look, I think maybe if I get Barack Obama, maybe if I get Rap Rock to come help me, maybe if I get Rap Rock to speak, then I could just kind of sit back and let my toaster oven of a brain just kind of go on the wayside. People won't ask me any questions. And if they do, I could say, what? I'll answer your questions later. And that could be my script. But look, my Aunt Judy told me, get Rap Rock in there. So here we go. Rap Rock.
It's Hammerl and Jameson with the exclusive Donald Trump with episode 13 of the Donald Trump Show.
Thank you very much for joining me on episode 13 of the Donald Trump Show. Tonight, we're talking about this stupid ad that just came out. Did you see this? Sleep Sofa. That's right. He's sitting with Obama. They're sitting together. Actually, I thought Joe was going to fall asleep a few times, but Obama, I guess he's pretty charismatic. He kept his attention. So let's get to it.
I don't understand his inability to get a sense of what people are going through.
That's very interesting, Joe. I'm wondering if you'll ever be able to get a sentence out without sounding like you're falling asleep.
He just can't relate in any way.
I can't relate. That's funny. I can't relate to your communist leanings, no, Sleep Sofa Joe. That I could not relate to.
One of the things that I have always known about you, Joe, it's the reason why I wanted you to be my vice president and the reason why you were so effective.
Effective? He was effective at smelling young girls' hair and whispering in their ears. But what else did Sleep Sofa Joe do while he was in the White House?
Ways in which presidents motivate people. By doing something really ignobling. Doing something really ignobling.
I believe Joe thinks that ignoble's a good word.
Ignobling. Important, and people go, oh. Or to do something really bad.
Oh, wait, Sleep Sofa, you've got me confused now. Because ignoble means dishonorable. And then you said really good. Or really bad. I'm really confused, Sleep Sofa. I think you're not really sure what the dictionary definition is for ignoble.
This guy has generated a sense out there that people are waking up to, that he ran by deliberately dividing people from the moment he came down that escalator.
Wrong. I've been connecting people to the truth, Sleep Sofa. That you, Obama, and all of your cronies have been taking advantage of this country. You for 44 years. I don't know how that has been possible.
I think people are now going, I don't want my kid growing up that way.
Wait, hold on, Sleepy. So you're telling me kids don't want to grow up winning? Oh, no, they want to be losers like Sleep Sofa Joe. Joe, they all want to be winners, okay? Stop telling people to lose. I shouldn't be surprised, though. Being vice president is like winning the silver medal at the Olympics.
You know what it's like as much as anybody.
What are we talking about now? Falling asleep on camera? Pooping your pants? Just elaborate, Barack.
To be in the White House during a crisis.
Oh, I'm sure you got a lot of great information out of Bobblehead Joe.
You know what it's like to have to...
I just have to ask, why does it take Barack so long to form, like, the simplest of sentences?
Get laws passed through Congress.
You know, I'm really glad you brought that up, Barack. Because Sleep Sofa Joe does have some experience drafting the crime bill in 1994 that put a lot of people in jail. Too many to count, I believe.
You know what it's like to deal with foreign leaders.
Barack Obama with another direct hit. How did you do in Ukraine, Joe? That's right. And how about your son, Hunter? Been looking for him. I have a couple of questions. Attorney Bill Barr will be calling him. You may want to let your son know.
You know what it's like and how lonely it can be.
Look, you're probably right, Barack. It must get really lonely for Sleep Sofa Joe, those couple of thoughts running through his head on a daily. It's okay, Joe. Just take a nap.
To make tough decisions where not every decision is going to be perfect, but you got to make them.
You know, Barack, it's kind of hard for Joe to make any decisions at this point.
And to take responsibility for it.
I do have to say I give that to Sleep Sofa. I've heard him say he's going to do a boom, 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 so he does take responsibility for his poopers. Okay, does it or does it not seem like Barack is thinking the same thing?
And the thing I've got confidence in, Joe, is your heart and your character and the fact that you are going to be able to reassemble.
Okay, so wait a second. What is Sleep Sofa, bumbling Biden, going to reassemble? He can't even assemble a sentence. He doesn't remember his name half the time. He said he's Joe Biden's husband, Joe Biden. That's stupid.
Reassemble the kind of government that cares about people and brings people together.
Look, I think Joe could bring people together for a nice nap, okay? But he's not going to accomplish anything except be the Muppet puppet for the left. I have to laugh, though, Barack. You say to help and care for people, but you're the ones who are causing all the problems right now. Anyhow, this was the 13th episode of The Donald Trump Show. We're going to continue to dig deep into the Sleep Sofa and find what's in the cushions. And I'll see you tomorrow at the next Donald Trump Show.
Official episode 13, right? That was a solid episode. So he calls Obama in? Are you kidding me? So what happens next is we have to continue to take people down in their organization. And next on the list was also first on the list, that's right, Nancy Pelosi for part 2, really. It's part 2 of the Donald Trump Show for Nancy Pelosi. We call her disgusting Nancy Pelosi. Really, don't eat anything that she makes. Don't really be in the room with her. And here we go. Episode 14 of the Donald Trump Show.
It's Hammerl and Jameson live from the studio, but we're going to take this to Donald Trump for episode 14 of the Donald Trump Show.
Welcome and thank you for joining me on episode 14 of the Donald Trump Show. Tonight we're talking about Pelosi again. That's right. Don't drink the poison. Also, don't eat any food prepared by poison. Everything she touches turns to poison. Anyway, I've got some amazing clips for you today of poison. We're going to see her in action again. She's a terrible human being. Take a look at this one, for example.
Do you think that it is time for Vice President Biden to address this head-on himself?
Now, before we get started, you remember how they treated Trump, right? You remember how they treated Kavanaugh when he was trying to be nominated? They stepped all over the man's life, his dignity, his integrity. But this Pelosin's talking about Sleeps Over Joe like he's walks on water, really. Take a listen.
Well, I have great sympathy for any women who bring forth an allegation. I'm a big, strong supporter of the Me Too movement. I think it's been made a great contribution to our country.
Oh, well, this is great. So we should have a really great endorsement by Nancy Pelosi to support this Tara Reid with her allegations. Let's hear what Pelosi has to say.
And I do support Joe Biden. I'm satisfied with how he has responded. I know him. I was proud to endorse him on Monday.
So let me get this straight. The reporter asks you what you think about Sleeps Over Joe being accused of rape, sexual abuse, and you're satisfied? What? This is not right, Nancy, no.
Very proud to endorse him.
Whoa, look, everybody, it's Proud Pelosi.
And so I'm satisfied with that.
So let me get this straight, Nancy. Because you put your 37 pounds behind Sleeps Over Joe, you now no longer believe anybody who accuses Sleeps Over of wrongdoings because you threw your weight behind Sleeps Over Joe. I just want to make sure that people know what you stand for. 30, maybe it's 36 pounds, I don't know.
I mean, he hasn't, to be clear, he hasn't addressed it. His campaign has addressed it, but he has not directly addressed it. Should he directly, publicly address it?
Did you see? She looks like a deer in headlights. Okay, you guys ready for your first spin class with Nancy Pelosi? I hope you brought your mats. Lay them out. Here we go.
You know, it's a matter that he has to deal with, but I am impressed with the people who worked for him at the time saying they absolutely never heard one iota of information about this. Nobody ever brought forth a claim or had anybody else tell them about such a claim.
Oh, that's great, Nancy. Thank goodness that the people that work for Sleeps Over Joe said they've never heard an iota. Any inkling, you say, of anything that Joe Sleeps Over Bumbling Biden ever did wrong.
But again, we have an important election at hand.
And there it is. The true colors come out from Pelosi. They don't care what Biden has done wrong. They just want to beat Trumper that bad. Rape, smelling little girls' hair, stealing speeches, whatever. Oh, fake civil rights guy, too, forgot. They'll say whatever they can to undercut the Trump.
One that is, I think, one of the most important ones that we've had. We say that every election, but I think this one is the most crucial.
So crucial that you'll forget about your support for the Me Too movement. You really are Pelosi, Nancy. You know that, right?
And I supported him because he's a person of great values, integrity, authenticity.
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing here right now. She said values, integrity, and authenticity. Are you sure you're speaking about Sleeps Over Joe?
Imagination.
There you go again, Pelosi. Imagination? You're kidding, right? This is Sleeps Over Joe. He's been in office for 44 years and done absolutely nothing. He can imagine what it would be like to actually accomplish something, I guess.
And a connection to the American people.
You must be kidding, Nancy, right? Sleeps Over Joe is currently looking for a connection to reality.
He understands the kitchen table issues of America's working families.
Okay, 1 out of 2. He probably knows what a kitchen table is. I'll give him that much.
He's the personification of hope.
Joe Biden is the personification of dope.
And optimism for our country, and I was proud to endorse him. America needs a person like Joe Biden with his integrity.
Remember that this entire interview took place because Joe Biden was accused of raping a woman. And she's standing by his integrity.
His integrity and his vision for the future.
I'm very confused by this one. Looking into the future, vision. Sleep Sofa Joe has a hard enough time looking into the next hour. Never mind days, weeks, and years ahead. This is not a condition that gets better. It only gets worse. Look, I want to thank you for tuning in to episode 14 of the Donald Trump Show. Poison Part 2. You know, she's basically the Crypt Keeper, right? I keep wondering if they're going to do Tales from the Crypt 2. I have the perfect typecast character for you. Her name is Nancy Pelosi. We call her Poison. And I'm sure you can find her online under The Devil's Best Friend. I'll see you tomorrow on the next Donald Trump Show.
Guys, we're kicking through. I realize it's 1:53. That was episode 14. There are 25 of these, guys. We still have 11 to go. Are you kidding me? So I'll stop talking as much. I'm sorry. Let's get going. We're on episode 15 right now. Here we go. I forget what 15 is, but like I said, I love them all. I love them all. Here we go.
It's Hamill and Jameson live from the studio. We're joined by Donald Trump for episode 15 of the Donald Trump Show.
Thank you for joining me. Episode 15, the Donald Trump Show. Today we go back to bumbling Biden. That's right, Sleeps Over Joe. I got a doozy for you tonight. Check this out.
I mean, we can't ensure our future is made in America with American paying, good paying union jobs here at home.
Okay, wait a minute. I've been saying America first for like 4 years. And I'm called a racist, a xenophobe, etc. But Sleep Sofa Joe says it. And everyone's like, oh my goodness, look, Sleepy Joe. He's a genius. Wow. Honestly, if he doesn't fall asleep on camera, he's going to beat me. But he's going to fall asleep on camera. Just wait for it, people.
Here at home.
Wait for it.
Making it in America.
Bumbler, here at home would be made in America. I think he may have said that because Sleepy Joe also owns a piece of land in the Ukraine.
These are the most critical investments we can make for the long-term health and vitality of both the American economy and the physical health and safety of the American people.
So, Sleepy, you had 44 years in the Senate, 8 years as the vice president, and now when you're not in office, you're taking my ideas and pretending that they're your ideas?
Even if we weren't facing a pandemic and an economic crisis, we should be making these investments anyway.
Look, Sleep Sofa, you could say what you want, but you sound like a bumbling idiot at this point. You were in there for 8 years. Do you want me to keep saying it? I will.
To power a clean energy revolution in this country, we need to modernize America's infrastructure.
That's right. You wouldn't have been able to modernize our infrastructure in the 80s when you were vice president. You were just vice president 4 years ago, moron.
Despite this overwhelming need, this president and the Republican Congress have simply failed to act.
Okay, so critique coming from a guy who's been hiding in his basement since he left office at 16. He was in his basement pre-coronavirus. You know that, right?
10,000s. Actually, tens of thousands.
How many?
10,000s. Actually, tens of thousands.
Really?
Wow, that's a lot, Joe.
There's no other way of saying it.
Well, for Joe Biden, you're right. There's only one way of saying it. The Sleep Sofa way.
Donald Trump promised a big infrastructure bill when he ran in 2016.
I have massive plans for this country, but the Democrats have not made it easy.
Seems like every few weeks, when he needs a distraction from the latest charges of corruption in his staff or the conviction of high-ranking members of administration and political apparatus, the White House announces, quote, it's Infrastructure Week.
Sleep's over. You know, I have to tell you, I think you should just stop running. Because every time you have a gaffe, or every time you say something super racist, the media starts a race war, or they totally flip it. Oh, he raped someone? Let's talk about how much integrity he has.
But he's never delivered.
Way to go, Joe. Let's find the one or two things I couldn't do in the first 4 years, and let's make a big deal out of it.
He's never really even tried.
I have to say, Sleepy, the Sleeps Over Joe is hilarious. Partly for the goofy things he says with a straight face, but then look at what he said there. I haven't tried. I don't try. Are you kidding me? I sleep like 3 hours a day. I don't get paid for my job. And I get crapped on all day by you fake news morons. And you say I don't try.
Well, I know how to get it done.
The only thing that Sleeps Over Joe knows how to get done is putting his head on a pillow and taking a nap. That he can get done every single day, afternoon, night. Look, I've got to go, but I'll see you tomorrow on the next Donald Trump show.
There it is, people. This is about to get crazy. I just want you to know. So these episodes pull apart at reality. This next one pulls apart at fiction. Let's just get to it. I hope you guys are ready for this. I was hoping to have a nice big crowd to see this episode because, let's see, you guys are here with me still? I love it. Ready? Here we go. Wait. All right, so listen. When I first started doing the face swaps, what I did was I had Donald Trump would have these phone calls with someone. And Donald Trump would hang up on him every time. That someone was Dr. Evil. And I created an episode. Episode 16 of the Donald Trump Show is Dr. Evil Gates.
Hammerl and Jameson introducing episode 16 of the Donald Trump Show, The Gates to Evil.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me on episode 16 of the Donald Trump Show. Today we're talking about Dr. Evil. That's right. Bill Gates, Fauci. They're all in it together. And I think you'll be surprised when you see Vladimir Putin in the mix. And even George Soros. So we're going to get into it now. Let's take a look at the first piece.
Dr. Evil, are you there?
Well, hi, Bill Gates. How are you?
Do you have a second to talk?
Yep, I'm here in the evil lair right now. I heard about all your work on the vaccines. Quite promising. Hold on. Put you on speakerphone. So tell me, what's the latest, Bill?
Look, we have to get our vaccines in order if we want to try to stop the spread of the coronavirus. And consequently, I own all of the patents and I have all of the companies that are actually going to provide the vaccines. And Moderna, you may have heard of, that's actually my company. I'm going to be the one who makes all the money at the end. But we have to do it. It's going to kill a lot of people and it's going to put a lot of more money in my pocket to be the shelf effect where everybody else dies and I get everything. I'm going to try to take over the world is really the plan here.
Look, Bill, that's usually what we do here at Evil Headquarters. I'm frickin' Dr. Evil. Anyway, how could I help?
Well, it looks like I've got everybody lined up and ready for the big reveal. They're all afraid. They're at home quarantined, and they're not sure if it's safe to go outdoors. So they're ready for the takedown.
Yeah, I get it. You want to take over the world.
People are starting to understand that I have an ulterior motive, and it's financially based, it's population reduction based, and they don't like it. And I just want to try to find out how to do it successfully like you did. I don't have time to give you the ins and outs. Do you have any tips or suggestions that you can give me?
Well, Bill, fear seems low. I would release the murder hornets.
Well, I really appreciate your advice, Dr. Evil. I know you've gone through this before.
I do take over the world at least once a month.
I think it's very important that we do this the right way.
The right way is the only way.
If we do it correctly from the beginning, then I'm going to be the leader of the world.
Look, Bill, I'm going to be honest with you. What's yours is mine. I'm just going to do it all myself. I already released the murder hornets. Don't open your windows. Frankly, I was shaken by the images. I could not believe it when I had this YouTube video sent to me. These things are going on behind the Trumpers' back. I don't like it. No. We're going to stop the Dr. Evil. We're going to stop Bill Gates. He's not even a freaking doctor. You know that, right? He's not a doctor. Doesn't even play a doctor on TV. He just pretends. He walks around, puts a stethoscope on, I think, when he's at home. Melinda, look, I've got a stethoscope on. I'm a doctor. No, you're not. You're just a stupid billionaire. Well, look, let's keep going. Let's see what these morons are up to.
Number 2, get me Bill Gates.
Dr. Evil. Bill Gates is on the evil monitor.
Bill, it's Dr. Evil. Oh, hi, Dr. Evil. How are you?
I'm doing great, Bill.
So glad to get you on the line again.
I think it's about time we release our secret weapon. Can you get him on the line, number 2?
Dr. Evil. Call on the evil monitor.
Dr. Fauci. It's Dr. Evil.
Hello, Dr. Evil.
Look, Fauci, we need you to continue pushing the narrative. If we want them to take the vaccine, they need to be scared.
So we need the public to believe that they're in danger. And the only one who's in control of that right now is Dr. Fauci.
Well, we have to be very careful. We can't let the president know what we're doing.
Look, we need to continue to push fear. If we want them to take the vaccine, we're going to have to pretend that they need it. So I'm going to get onto every network station, and I'm going to continue to push the narrative.
I'm thinking about deploying the murder hornets. We should probably be searching for a murder hornet vaccine as we speak.
This sounds like a great idea, Dr. Fauci. Get on it, and I'll see you guys soon. Just remember, keep me apprised. Wait, no, hold on, I'm not done.
We're going to have to continue to act stealth with this mission.
One more thing. Don't forget our mantra. We all need vaccines. That we all need vaccines. And I will eventually take over the world.
See, this is the agenda of the New World Order, run by Bill Gates, President Xi-Hol. They drop a virus, I call it the Fluhan, on the world. They cripple the global economic system. They put everybody in quarantine. They gotta wear a mask. They can't go out without a mask. And everybody's still fine. The death rate's like the frickin' flu. And they say everybody must get a vaccine. Look, I'll tell you what. I'm Donald J. Trump, and I won't be getting a vaccine. You've got an immune system for a reason. You don't need an immunity like a vaccine made by people like Fauci. They just are trying to line their pockets with dollar bills, y'all. So take a look at this last clip. Kinda pisses me off. He called me on pocket dial. You'll see, take a look.
Number 2, get me Bill Gates on the evil monitor.
Dr. Evil. Bill Gates is on the evil monitor.
Well, hi, Dr. Evil. How are you? So glad to speak to you. I'm just here talking to the press right now. Is there something I could do for you?
Oh, Donald, I'm sorry. This is actually a pocket dial. I'm gonna have to call you back.
Okay, Dr. Evil.
Number 2! That was too freaking close, number 2.
I'm sorry, Dr. Evil. Bill Gates on the evil monitor.
Hi, Bill. It's Dr. Evil. How are you? Hi, Dr. Evil. How are you? I'm good, Bill. Are we still on track to take over the world? So Dr. Fauci went on the front lines again today and told people they need to do even more extensive social distancing. They need to stay away from each other more. We have to develop the vaccine before too many people die, and then we won't be able to make all of that money.
And what does Fauci have to say about it?
I'm going to try to get Dr. Fauci on right now. Dr. Fauci, are you there?
Bill, how are you?
It's Bill and Dr. Evil, and he's on the Evil monitor with us.
Dr. Evil.
Gentlemen, the fear-mongering's not working. You're going to have to find a different strategy.
I'm getting very nervous about this, Dr. Evil. I think I may back out of this entire thing if we don't bring the vaccine to market next week. I'm out.
Take a breath real quick, Dr. Fauci, because we're almost there. All right, we put all the money out there. We have the patents, and we have everybody at home right now. So all you have to do is continue the narrative.
The president is starting to become suspicious of Fauci.
Dr. Fauci, we really need you to come through for us here.
Look, the president is smarter than he pretends to be.
Fauci, failure is not an option here.
I'm sorry, gentlemen, but I will not take a fall for two megalomaniacs.
Okay. I think I've heard enough. Excuse me. Yes, release the murder hornets. Yes, Bill Gates' house and Dr. Fauci's. That's right. Yep, thank you. Okay, yep, fantastic. I'm sorry, gentlemen. I just can't stand you anymore.
Look, I have to thank MAGA lover QAnon 1984 for sharing these 3 videos with me. Oh, wait a second, I'm getting in my ear that we have one more for you. Hold on one moment. Let's get to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the scene is set. Number 2.
Dr. Evil. Vladimir Putin's on the phone.
Dr. Evil, it's Vladimir. We have the news.
Well, it's really good to have you on the line, Vladimir. I'm so glad that our plan is working.
Right now is good mission. Is an American run.
Look, all I want you to know, Vladimir, is that we have to put the pressure on. More cities.
They riot in the street. Good.
Now to part 2, our secret weapon. You know who I'm talking about. Let's get him on the line.
Dr. Evil. George Soros is on the line.
George.
Dr. Evil.
What's the deal?
Can I play too?
What you got going on over there? Give us the scoop.
I want to play.
Let me put you on speaker. Yep, here we go. What do you got, George?
I'll put money in as well, and we could take over the solar system.
We have to find a way to stabilize Donald Trump as well.
Bring Trump Walker to me. I will turn him, or I will destroy him. You know, I have to say, I did not expect to see George Soros turn into Emperor Palpatine. Who knew? Who knew that Emperor Palpatine was really George Soros? Typecast, really. I heard he also played Jabba the Hutt. They didn't really even need to use any makeup. Look, the one thing I'll tell you about Donald J. Trump is I keep my friends close, but I keep my enemies closer. I'm gonna call Dr. Evil right now. That's right. We're going to have a conversation about all of these videos because I don't like when people come after the Trump.
Hold on, people. The phone is ringing. Number 2.
Dr. Evil. There's a call on the Evil monitor. It's Donald Trump.
Thank you, number 2. Hi, Donald. It's Dr. Evil. How are you?
Dr. Evil, you're live right now on the Donald Trump show.
Oh, really? Okay, hold on one second. Let me put you on speaker. What can I do for you, Donald?
You're actually the subject of episode 16 of the Trump show, and I just found 4 videos, quite incriminating. And before I send them to the high courts, I just wanted to see if you have anything you'd like to say.
Well, Donald, simply put, I'm freaking Dr. Evil.
Look, Dr. Evil, you know, we've had a pretty good working relationship in the past, but that all comes to an end now. Next time you think you could take advantage of the Trumper, just get ready for a steaming pile of rockets all over your face. I'm gonna drop them all over your evil compound, wherever it is.
I wish you lots of luck on your search, Donald.
We're gonna find you, Dr. Evil. I'm going to find you.
Look, Donald, I really don't care how you feel. Sorry.
Perhaps if I tell you about the newest technology we're gonna use to take you out in your compound, would that interest you, Dr. Evil?
No matter what tech you have, Donald, you get... Hello? Donald? Number 2! He hung up again,
Dr. Evil does not like it when you hang up on him. And Trump hangs up on him every freaking time. So guys, I appreciate you sticking with me. It's 2:12 in the morning. Here for me, at least. What time is it where you are? Everybody say hello. Fortnite, how are you, my friend? Or Fortnite. My brother, how are you? Or sister? Are you a brother or a sister? I'm going to head over to the DLive page real quick. Hold on to say hi to Fortnite. Fortnite, just follow it. I love you, Fortnite. Fortnite's in the house. Sig, say hello to our friend Fortnite. I'm just saying what's up. Oh, Fortnite, you have no idea. Spread the word, please. I'm live every day for the rest of my life. Today's day 621 in a row. We did an hour before we did this show, and I played 40 minutes. And that was episode 16. But I got one really, really cool for you. Are you ready for this? This is... Okay. I started getting censored by Facebook. They're censoring my show because I do this Donald Trump show. And I pegged it. What they're doing is this. I keep getting these, your content is being limited because of false information for COVID-19. And every time they slap this notice on me, it's a day we released a Donald Trump show. And I realized they want to keep me down. Oh, yes, buddy, I made every single one of these. Every day I make one of these, okay? But today is the Donald Trump show. What it was is this. I made 25 of these. We're right now at episode 17, so you've missed 16. You got to subscribe here, and then also afterwards, don't leave DLive. I'm going to be opening up that treasure chest before the end of the night. But MARKPIRES Real Talk over on YouTube. Can you quickly run over to YouTube, subscribe, and then head back? Hang out with Hot Rod over there. Go back, Sig's back over there on DLive. But head over quickly and subscribe to YouTube so you can get notified every day when I'm live. I create a face swap every day. Here is the one. Okay, so I'm censored by Facebook. Ryan Hartwig, who's been on my show 3 times, we call him... Well, listen, this is the Real Talk family. Fortnite, you're going to learn just what Hot Rod knows and Sig knows. Sig is my brother. He already knows this. But everybody else who's joined this program in the last week, they're learning something. That this is a no negativity zone. All right? When you come here, we laugh. We play music. So Fortnite, hang back, bud. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to be playing you a song at least still, even though it's 2:15 in the morning where I am. I got 3 kids asleep upstairs and a wife. But when Fortnite comes along and joins this program, I got to play him a song. And if you were here and this is your first time, you should say hello. Because I will play a song for you as well. And the thing is, yeah, Sig's right. If I get myself to 200 subs on DLive, then I'll be allowed to post. I'll be allowed to like give information, give you guys a heads up, and also create badges. I want to create a badge. Oh, Fortnite. It's only 12:15, brother. Look, we're gonna stay live for another 2 hours. Then, are you 4:15, 4:20, somewhere around there? 4:19 for me. So I'm just gonna 4:20, like somewhere around that range. Would be a good time for me to fall asleep. Way before then. But we'll be on till way later than then, maybe 5. Look, I'll stay on all night with you. I'll tell you what, if you guys turn over on YouTube, you turn that number 7 into a 70, or dare we say a 700. Why the heck not? You know what? I'm going to will something right now. It's lucky 7, right? 3 days ago, yeah, I took a photo of my screen. and it said 777 subscribers. So I snapped that. I'm like, wow, lucky 777. I posted it. I said, wow, I was at 295 subs because I don't know, I'm freaking shadow banned. And then Sig goes out and starts spreading the word. And all of a sudden, I'm up to 777. I'm like, I got to take a photo of that. Because, guys, when we go up to 1 million, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 million, 10 million, and people are here connecting on positivity in order to build light and laugh and listen to the music I'm about to bring to you, we'll remember that 777. We'll say, remember that? And I want to remember the time we had 7 on together. And we willed something. Let's look at that number and make it grow. Magic? I wonder if all 7 of us just will this program to show up in the recommendations window and other people's. It's 2:17 for me, but it's all different hours for people right now. You know somebody in England? Right now it's 6 in the morning. 7 in the morning. What time is it there? It's 8:17 in the morning. Oh, thank you, Fortnite. You rock, brother. And you didn't tell me, are you a guy or a girl? Just to fill me in. I see a new person over here on the tube. Listen, I want to tell you something. This is my time to come out and do what I want you to come out and do, which is just kick back and be entertained, okay? So, I'm being censored by Facebook. Last night, we did 5 hours and 20 minutes, 5 hours and 40 minutes. They censored the show for COVID-19 information. Everybody who watched that show knows I didn't, or it was 2 nights ago, I'm sorry. Everything blurs together when you do 6-hour shows, okay? But they literally censored the show, COVID-19 information. Fortnite, my brother. And so I wanted to just get them back, Fortnite. Fortnite, you need to know a couple things. First of all, up front, because I don't know what I say in this episode. But listen, by Donald Trump called Sleepy Joe, Sleep Sofa Joe. Okay, look, he's a sleep sofa. Also, occasionally we call him Joey Futon. And he's a bumbling Biden sleeping on a sleep sofa, really. But we also have a couple other bad actors, really. Number 1 would be Nancy Pelosi. She's Pelosi, really. And then we have... what else we have there? Oh, President G-hole. Yeah, he's a friggin' G-hole, really. Oh, thank you, bud. I've been doing Trump since, it's funny, I did a week before he was elected. It was Halloween, 2016. You guys remember this? Like a week before. Literally a week before, because I did the Trump impression. I was Trump for Halloween. And everybody was mad at me. I was Trump for Halloween for a few Halloweens. And I'm walking around, I'm like, look, could I have a cocktail? I'm talking about maybe something with a fuzzy navel in it. I'm just saying. And so I do it for a while. And it was totally awesome. But people started to hate the guy. Like, really hate him. And I was like, okay, I'm done with it. But I do everybody, really. So Fortnite, whoever you want to hear. Like, Fortnite, who as an actor you like? Do you like? I don't know. I don't want to say. Just we'll get around to stuff. I got all kinds of crazy stuff coming up, and episode 22 has like 14 voices in it. But I want to get to the censor episode because I'm being censored. We're getting to it right now, Fortnite. This is episode 17 of the Donald Trump Show. It's called Facebook Zucks.
It's Harold and Jameson live with episode 17 of the Donald Trump Show.
Thank you for joining me on episode 17 of the Donald Trump Show. Tonight we talk about Facebook and how much it zucks, right? I mean, seriously, Zuckerberg. I gave him every opportunity to do the right thing. But he keeps censoring the conservative point of view. Look, if you're going to censor everybody. Let's take a look at some of these clips and see what's going on out there.
You have previously given testimony to the Congress saying that there is not editorial manipulation, that disadvantages conservatives.
So wait, so you're telling me that Mark Zuckerberg told Congress that he does not censor conservative content? That is laughable, really, right?
Just like in the case of Google, there have been whistleblowers from Facebook that not only have offered evidence indicating their testimony was not truthful, but there's even video that suggests that content moderators that you employ are out there disadvantaging conservative content.
You ever seen Mark Zuckerberg sweat before? Watch this.
I'm wondering if you are familiar with the experiences of Zach McElroy and Ryan Hartwig, two people who participated in Facebook content review.
Ah, friend of the Real Talk Show, Ryan Hartwig. Look, if you want to hear the real scoop about Zucks, you should check out the 3 times that Ryan was on the Real Talk Show. Anyway, let's see what else is here.
And what is your response to the very damning video evidence and the testimony from them that the culture that you lead within Facebook is one that disadvantages conservatives and leads to content manipulation?
Now that is a question I would like the answer to.
I'm somewhat familiar with the concerns that they've raised. As I've said, we aim to be a platform for all ideas.
Is Zuckerberg out of his freaking mind? What is he talking about? The last thing that you are is a platform for all ideas.
We got into this because we want to give everyone a voice.
Everybody gets a voice. Unless you disagree with Mark Zuckerberg's political leanings, of course.
I certainly do not want our platforms to be run in a way that has any ideological bias.
An ideological bias? Are you serious? You know you Zuck, right? I mean, you 100% are biased against me. You're biased against anybody who loves America.
And I want people to be able to discuss a range of issues.
A range of issues that you choose, right, Zucks?
When people raise concerns like that, we do look into them to make sure that that everyone in our operation is behaving and upholding the standards that we would like.
So basically you're saying that everything's going to plan.
I know that we have ongoing training in what we do.
I think what we're trying to tell you is that you're training Zucks.
I'm concerned that the content review does reflect the values of the company, but those values don't in fact give everyone a voice. They prejudice against certain content.
Matt Gaetz with the left hook.
It seems disingenuous for you to suggest that these videos come out that are very damning, that show the people that you trust with content moderation admitting on video that they disadvantage conservatives, that they label people who support the president as a way to push down their content and limit the reach of that content.
Just like the way you've been holding down the Real Talk Show. You don't like it when they push the Trumper. Look, you can't stop the Trump.
For you to then come to us many months later after that was all over the news and the internet and say, well, you know, you'll get back to us and you do a little training, it seems to suggest that you don't take these allegations and this evidence very seriously.
Is it me, or does Mark Zuckerberg look like an Antifa guy right now? Look at that look in his eyes. He doesn't like being told what to do.
Would you at least be willing to acknowledge, based on the irrefutable evidence before us that you don't seem to have investigated, that it is possible that at Facebook, your employees do have the power to disadvantage conservative viewpoints, and that they in fact have used that power in ways that we need to root out?
Oh my, Zuckerberg's got his hand in the cookie jar.
Congressman, my testimony in the past and today is about what our principles are as a company and what we try to do.
What you're trying to do is steal an election from Trump.
And when you fire people as a consequence of their politics...
Wait, what?
Do you think that that impacts the culture and perhaps empowers some of the content moderators to also treat people worse as a consequence of their politics?
I'm not aware of any case where we have fired someone on behalf of their politics, and I would say that that would be an inappropriate thing for us to do.
Now, I have it on good authority that they got rid of Ryan for his political leanings as well, but let's listen in to what Matt Gaetz has to say here.
Why did you fire Palmer Luckey? Palmer
assure you
Luckey's
that it was
NDA
not.
with you, I only have 10 seconds, but Palmer Luckey's NDA with you doesn't allow him to talk to anyone except government officials. I'm a government official. I've seen the messages where you have specifically directed Mr. Luckey to make statements regarding his politics for the benefit of your company.
I'm pretty sure that's a no-no, right?
So I think both in the case of these content moderators and in the case of the testimony you just gave regarding Mr. Luckey and firing people over their politics, there is serious question as to whether or not you're giving truthful testimony here or whether it's lying before Congress. I see my time's expired and I'll yield back.
Bravo! Mr. Gates, you have arrived. I can't believe what I just heard. You took Zucks down. Almost like you're a billionaire. Maybe one day you'll be a billionaire, at least 120 millionaire like Peloizen. I don't know. Anyway, look, let's see if there's anything else here.
We certainly try to do this in a way that is neutral to all viewpoints. We want to be a platform for all ideas.
Is that Mark Zuckerberg or Mark Zuckerbat? We're a platform for all, for people to have a voice, everyone but Trump.
I don't think you build a social product with the goal of giving people a voice if you don't believe that people being able to express a wide variety of things is ultimately valuable for the world. And we try to make sure that our policies and our operations ultimately reflect and carry that out.
Then how could you ever censor the Trump when you know the world values everything that I say?
In terms of the people setting the policies, I think it is valuable to have people with a diversity of viewpoints involved so we can make sure that we have the different viewpoints represented in the policy development process.
Guys, look, it's Diversity Mark.
And we also consult with a number of outside groups whenever we develop new policies to make sure that we're taking into account all perspectives.
Are you kidding me? That sounds like something that he just made up.
I mean, you said you reach out to outside groups. Can you think of one conservative outside group that you reach out to and use as a content moderator?
I have to say, this guy's fantastic. His line of questioning gets right to the heart of it.
Congressman,
Did you hear that? Yeah, you're caught out, Mark. I'll tell you, this should be the trial of Mark Zuckerberg.
Real quickly, can you briefly explain the approval process for third-party fact checkers and how many fact checkers does Facebook employ?
We work with about 70 fact-checking partners